What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Point Extra Lounge. My name is Enosh. Some people call me Enosh Fed around here. It's just a funny little thing that people started calling me. I'm coming to you from the toy room. Welcome. This is my office, my abode, and it's a place that I love. I had the camera turn around, so you already saw that part. But this is where I am. And I am happy to be with you guys today because uh, oh man, people are stupid. Stupid. Like, who are these people who, this is their job, right? This is their job to look at movies and TV shows and they get to report on these things, and they're literally just like gossip hounds. They're into drama. They love the drama because they need people to click on their channels and support them and hold them up because, you know, poor Andy Signore. Now a couple days ago I did what's up, hi or hey, welcome. Welcome to everybody. So a couple days ago, I did a live stream about Collider and the fact that I can't even remember the guy's name, right? Drew something. That's how important he is to me. But he wrote an article about how the Snyder cut and these Snyder fans are so toxic and they're so bad and they're so horrible and mean and they're bullying everybody and they're taking it out on everybody that they can't have their movie, and now that they have it, it's just gonna change the world and everything's gonna be so bad and studios are gonna give people the movies they want. Imagine that. Imagine that. Studios giving us fans movies that we want to see. Oh, that is a novel idea, isn't it? That's an interesting idea, to actually make movies that people are interested in and let the directors of those movies make the movies they were hired to direct. And let the writers of those movies write the movies without studio interference and changing everything and making it suck. I might be onto something there. Do you think? Do you think? What's up, Alex? I think I might be onto something there. If we actually let these directors do their job. But no, not according to Andy Signore. No, not according to this Drew guy from Collider and this Vito dude, whoever that. I don't even know who he is. Who the heck is Vito? Like, I looked him up. I could only find a couple of pictures to even make a thumbnail of this thing. The guy seems worthless. I watched this video. So I did the Collider video, and so this is something that got brought up. I've seen a lot of what's up, UDG. I'm gonna get to you guys' comments in just a minute, but I gotta talk about this because this is so stupid. I literally am sitting here this weekend, reading articles, seeing tweets, watching videos, and thinking to myself, has the world gone stupid? Oh my gosh. So I watched this video because I saw a $3 Theaters video about Andy and also another one. And I got to make another video later about another guy, but I got to watch his video first. But here, this jolly guy. But so here's the thing. Watch this video, half-hour video of Andy Signore and this Vito guy just whining. Literally saying that the Snyder Cut people are so bad. Oh, but it's not the Snyder Cut people, it's the Snyder cult. Like, I don't want to take your words out of context because you sat there and complained and predicted that people would cut up your video and make you out to be something that you're not. You don't have to cut up the freaking video because you said exactly what you said. You know, you want to hide behind this, oh, it's not the Snyder cut people because they just wanted the movie that they wanted. But then you start calling about the Snyder cult people, accusing them of threatening your lives, uh, making threats to you, bullying you again. What is this bullying crap? People just wanted to see a movie. Literally, people wanted to see a movie. They made t-shirts, they made banners, they put up billboards, they did a hashtag campaign for the last 3 years saying hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Oh, but they're bullies. They're bad people because they wanted this. But they're saying, no, it's not because they wanted it. It's because they're bad attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sick of these self-righteous, self-appointed, self-important YouTubers slash journalists, whatever they want to call themselves. I don't even know anymore. You know, coming on and telling us how we should feel. How we should feel about the properties that we love. That you shouldn't be passionate about the movies that you love. Vito sat there going off and about people who these nerds, these people who just their lives are enveloped in these things and these properties, and it's just a Batman movie. It's not even a Batman movie, it's a Justice League movie. That's a whole lot bigger than just a Batman movie, okay? But no, it's not that important. These people whose lives are just enveloped in these things. You look around, okay? Look around here. Yeah, you know what? I love this stuff. This is my life, all right? This is my family. This is my hobby. This is what me and my family do. And it's what we love. And if you're like me, you love this stuff too. You love comic books. You love TV shows. You love movies. You love sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes, these things. And so all we ask is that if you make a movie about the things that we love, just make a good one. Or just at least act like you're trying, you know? And don't just screw it up because you're scared that the source material is going to be too hard for people to grasp, you know? And that's Warner Brothers' problem. And I watched as they sat there and put down those of us who love this stuff. They're self-proclaimed nerds. You're not a nerd if you're hating on everybody who loves this stuff, right? Who are you? Like how did you infiltrate this community of people if you don't even love this stuff? You know, I mean, that's like saying, you know, going out and making like some kind of nature show and you hate nature. You don't like nature and you mock everyone who loves nature. You know, you're out there tweeting about like, oh, these stupid people out here, you know, looking at trying to conserve the nature and save animals. They're so stupid. Hey, welcome to my nature show. Give me some likes and views, please, and subscribe to my channel. Because I love nature. Nature is the worst thing ever. Let's do an oil spill. Oh, but I love nature. That is what is going on here. This is so stupid. Oh, you guys are all nerds. You all just take this stuff way too seriously. You now you're gonna want the air cut, and you're gonna want this and that, and you're gonna take it too far, and you're just mean and bullies and me. Because we're little babies. You know, they say those things about us. Yet they exemplify those traits. They're the ones who are living that reality, you know? Andy Signore, man, I tell you what, talk about people who have fallen. I see that this is a new time and a day and age when these people that we used to watch, You know, these people that we used to subscribe to, we used to watch their channels, we used to support them, we used to get behind them, we used to look forward to seeing their opinions and their views. They've become idiots. They've become ingrained in that culture where they just think that they're so entitled that we just hang on their every word and we just have to know what they think and we just have to respect what they say. I mean, they're like, Andy said in that video, something about how, oh, but this is my job. I am a critic. I look at these things for my living. I don't know what your job is. Who cares? Who cares that that's your job? Because I'm really at the point that shouldn't be your job anymore. When you start, it's fine to have an opinion. Look, we all have different opinions. Here at the Poindexter Lounge, you have opinions, I have opinions. We don't always agree, but we respect each other. You know, I've taken a lot of flack for liking The Last Jedi, but I'm respectful. I respect people. I understand where they're coming from when they talk about the issues in The Last Jedi, and we have these good discussions. You know, we've had plenty of live streams. We've had plenty of Zoom calls where we talk about this stuff and I respect you all because you're nerds just like me. And that's fine, but I'm one of you. I'm not up here trying to be like, I'm not one of them. I will never. Listen, I'm never going to be that way because this is me. This is my life. This is what I live. This is my reality. Okay? So it doesn't matter if I got 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers. You're still going to see Enosh sitting here telling you that I love this stuff and nerding out. Okay? But apparently Andy Signore has reached a different level because he says that he's a critic. He's somebody that you know, this is what he does for his job, so we should care about what he says. Go home. Go home. Turn your internet off because you're an idiot. I'm not bullying you. I'm just telling you what you are, what you become. And I don't think that you can accept the fact that the Snyder Cut is here. You know, they kept Andy kept saying in the video, you know, just take the win. Just take the win, Snyder Cut people. Just do it. Just take the win. You won. Okay? You got what you wanted. Now just take it and move on. Yeah, we did get what we wanted. We got the win. And somebody who is acting like you, who can't take the loss, is what perpetuates these kind of conversations. Right? Andy came out last week. I'm not mad at Andy for coming out last week and saying the Snyder Cut didn't exist and wasn't happening. He was reporting news that he had at the time, and that changed. Okay? That information changed. So I'm not hating on him for that. I don't care about that. What I care about is when you come out after the fact and you literally try to start a hashtag movement of reject the Snyder cult. And you start trying to paint the people who love this stuff and are passionate about it as somehow being cultish, as somehow being weird and outcast and people who should be shunned and done away with and they shouldn't have a voice and that they're just bad people. That's what I have a problem with. You know, if you're around the channel, you know, I try to be a nice guy. I try to be pretty respectful of everybody. But this crap has broken that with the YouTube world. Okay? And you know what? Andy Signore is probably never going to see this video. But you know what? If he does, Andy, wake up. Wake up. You're messing up, man. You're losing it. You're losing people. You're losing touch with reality. This movement, this thing about this is not going to ruin Hollywood. Although, you know what? There's a lot of stuff about Hollywood that needs to be ruined. It's not going to mess up everybody's day. I'm sorry that you're not going to get to meet all the, like if you go away, you won't get to meet all the celebrities anymore and hang out with people. It's the same thing the Collider's problem is. Collider, man, they started off, it was like for the fans. We're going to talk about stuff for the fans and have fun with the fans. Now it's, oh, we need to hang out with the celebrities and be with them and put our pinkies out as we walk the red carpet and talk about these things with the celebrities. It used to be a fun thing, man, when they would get somebody to come on Movie Talk or Jedi Council or something like that. Somebody who was, famous. That would be like a big deal, and we'd be like, that's cool. It legitimizes that. Now it's like, that is what we're all about. That is what we are here for. Because we are critics. We are special. We're above the rest of you who simply watch us for the information we give to you. Seriously, folks, if you are subscribed to these people, you need to unsubscribe to them. I'm just going to say it. You need to unsubscribe. You need to get away from these people. You need to send a message to these people. And you know what? This isn't me telling you support me. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I would love for you to support what we do here at the Poindexter Lounge, because you're going to get real people. You're going to get real people who really love this stuff. Every video that you see of me nerding out and freaking out on the channel, and people want to say, oh, it's so fake. No, it's not. That's really my... And look, man, when I see something that is nerdy and that is crazy that I've always wanted to see, look, I'm going to freak out. Watch my Transformers Bumblebee reaction video. When I saw Optimus Prime and Ravage and Soundwave, the way that they were supposed to look, I lost my mind. All right? When I saw the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash, show up on Crisis on Infinite Earths, I lost my mind. That's me, all right? Yes, my mouth is going to be dropped wide open. Yes, I'm going to look like I just saw a ghost. I don't know. That's me, because I love this stuff. You're going to get the real me. You're not going to get me up here telling you, shame on you for wanting something like the Snyder Cut. And here's the problem. Andy Signore is trying to ride the fence. He's trying to ride the fence on this issue. He's trying to be nice to some people in the Snyder Cut movement and say, oh, you guys are good guys and I like you. But you guys suck and you're horrible and you're so mean and you're bullies. But I like you. Stay subscribed to my channel. Please support me still and watch my videos and build me up and make me feel important. But I hate everything you love and I'm going to mock you for it. That's what he's doing. Him and Vito literally sat there mocking DC fans, movie fans in general, who would have the audacity, the nerve, the gall, the gumption to actually fight back against a system that has pushed against us for so long, but we're just supposed to take it, right? We're just supposed to take whatever a movie studio sends our way. And then they can't even stop there, because now they're mad at AT&T. Oh, AT&T is really stupid now, and they're bullies as well, because they've come in and they're telling Warner Brothers what to do. Yeah, because they paid almost $2 billion for them. I'm sorry, if I pay over $1 billion to buy a company, I'm going to come in and tell them what to do. And I'm sorry, but you know what? If you're the company that needed somebody to come in and buy you, you know what? Maybe you should listen to somebody else. Because Warner Brothers has a track record. This whole idea of Warner Brothers has over 100 years of history, and they know what they're doing. Let them do their job. They also have a track record of screwing stuff up over and over and over and over again, and giving us movies about properties, but they don't look like the properties that they're supposed to be. You're talking about the company that gave us great cinematic brilliance like Batman and Robin, which, you know what, in a niche kind of way is something that, yeah, I still watch. You know what? I still watch. Is it horrible? Yeah. Okay, but you know, it's something I still watch. But you're going to tell me that that's Batman? You know, you're talking about the company that gives us franchise after franchise, that almost gave us Nicolas Cage as Superman, and that whole mess. What's up, Speedo Kagan? Hey, Speedo Kagan, this guy right here, I want to say a shout out to him real quick because you know I love you all, but this guy, he's responsible, man. He did our like it's been over a year now, man, and I just gotta publicly, I want to publicly tell you, I appreciate you so much, man. He did our logo and some other stuff for us to help us out and make us look better. Because you know what, this is a grassroots effort, folks. This is us. We don't have resources to everything. We're not sitting up here with, $1,000 cameras and all kinds of equipment and a studio and everything. That's not what we're sitting here, man. We're doing our thing. We're talking about this stuff that we love. Speedo Kagan also worked on Star Wars Theory's Vader Shards of the Past. So a shout out to him. You are awesome, man, and I love you. You're great. You've been a great help to the Poindexter Lounge, and it is much appreciated. But look, Andy, this is not about bullying anybody. This isn't about whiny fans. This is about the fact, and he's still trying. Why can't you just say, I was wrong? Why can't you just say, hey, I missed this one? That's all you got to do. I missed this one. I messed this one up. I didn't get this one right. I had a problem and I had misinformation, and then after the fact, like, why after the fact would you have to take it double down and be like, you know what? Because a lot of people were willing to forgive you for the misinformation, for having bad information about it. But then once it was a thing and it came out, and like you seriously turned on the fans, and you're like, nope, it was never a thing. They're trying to put out this idea. I mean, and I can't believe how stupid this is. They're trying to put this idea out because Snyder, needs $30 million to complete it, that somehow this is a whole new thing. When he said this is a whole new thing, Snyder was not talking about that he had to make a whole new movie from scratch. You cannot make a Justice League movie for $20 to $30 million. Okay? If you make a Justice League movie for $20 to $30 million, it's going to look like one of the stupid things that I do here on the channel using green screen and a couple toys that I just put out today. Great video, by the way. But you can't do that. That is not how that works. What he was saying is, yes, his cut was ready. It was done, but it was not done. Do you understand? I mean, like, what part of that can't you understand? He had a cut, it was ready, but it needed to be finished. You're talking like sound, you're talking special effects, you're talking visual effects, audio effects, you're talking color correction, you're talking probably some more editing. He's already talked about that they're trying to get the crew back together, the actors and stuff, to do some more voice dubbing and stuff, because you got to do all those things in post-production, which Zack Snyder never had the opportunity to do. When he said it's going to be different, it's because Joss Whedon wrote 80 pages of new script. Joss Whedon did not come in and go, I'm going to finish what Zack was working on. No, Joss Whedon came in and said, I'm going to totally overhaul this movie, make it completely different, and give you all something that you weren't expecting, and totally trash on Snyder's vision. That's why it's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because by the time you see this movie, when it's done, you're going to see that Zack shot, filmed, and had together a rough cut of what he wanted for this movie. That's why we're hearing now things like Darkseid. Was Darkseid in Justice League? No. But you know what? They're already talking about the guy who played Darkseid has come out and is talking about it now. That wasn't in Joss Whedon's version, was it? No. So it's going to be totally different. Not totally different from the standpoint that Zack Snyder needs till next year to do a whole different movie, but totally different in the fact that his version is different than that version because Joss Whedon wrote a different movie. Like, are you that dense, Andy? Are you that stupid that you can't like understand basic English? Vito, are you that dumb where you can't understand that? But you're going to sit back there, and anybody who calls you on that, you sit there and go, oh, you're so mean, and you guys just won't leave us alone. I mean, if you look up his video where he's doing this hashtag reject the Snyder cult crap, all it is literally is him they're all worked up and they're talking really fast, and then there's like, I just don't understand these people, these DC fans, man, they're just stupid, they're idiots, and I can prove it because they say these mean things to me and they do these bad things and blah blah blah. Because you know what, you are supposed to be the expert, you're supposed to be paid to do this job. Remember, this is your job, and yet you are acting like a 12-year-old going off on fans who just simply finally got something that they wanted, but you can't stand it because it made you look bad. Because in reality, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I said it. You don't know what you're doing. You have no clue, do you? You have no clue. You're just, these YouTubers, guys, they're picking crap out of the air. Yeah, they get to go to these events, and they get to see these people, and they think that there's something, and they think that they have some credibility, but in reality, they're just pulling stuff out of the air. They're just trying to make up stuff to try to get clicks and views, to make a name for themselves. And they look good, and they sound good, and they get their little groups together, and they got a good production. So, people listen to them, right? People listen to them. And now they're trying to convince people that somehow having the Snyder cut is bad. Having a cut of Justice League that is different than the other cuts of Justice League, the other cut of Justice League, the Justice League that we got, that's bad. To be able to see a director's vision come to light, that's bad. Now, I know, to be fair, Andy will sit there and talk and say that, no, he supports Zack Snyder. He supports Zack Snyder's right to have that, and he's glad. If you're glad, then why won't you shut up? If you're so happy that Zack Snyder got his vision of Justice League to be put forward, why harp on it? Why stir up the pot? Why go after the people who've worked so hard to make this happen? You don't have to do all that. Just shut up. At best, just tell everybody, you know what? I didn't know what I was talking about. I messed up. Or I got misinformation. I'm sorry. That's an interesting word, isn't it? Sorry. People can deal with that. When you mess up and you say you're sorry and you do it sincerely, people will accept that. But when you come on and you're like, well, these Snyder people, they just won't stop, and they're harassing, and they're mean, and they're bullying, you sound like a little kid. You're not an adult in the room anymore because you sound like you're a whiny little brat. You won't let it go. You're trying to stir up more so that people will take notice of you because you want people to watch your videos. And yes, I watched your video. But here's the thing, folks. He wants to come up with these hashtags, reject the Snyder cult, because apparently those of us who are passionate about this thing, and yes, I named my son's middle name Jor-El, so I'll gladly take that hit, Vito. So I say we hashtag ignore Signore. Because this is dumb. It's dumb that we've come to a place where we can't just like things anymore. You and I can't like stuff anymore. If we like something that other people don't like, we get attacked for it. If we don't like something that other people like, we get attacked for it. And the problem is now it's not some guy on the other side of a computer screen who just didn't like you in a chat room or in a thread on Facebook or in a tweet or whatever. Now it's coming from people who thrive off of you and me going to their YouTube page, your YouTube channel, watching their videos, and supporting them that way, and now those people are attacking you, and they don't think you're going to do anything about it. They don't think that you have the guts to stop watching them. They don't think that you have the guts to stand up to them because you don't want to be called a bully. No, these people have bullied us for too long. You know how many hits we've taken as DC fans for the last few years? I am sick and tired of this. I have been, you want to talk harassed. I have been harassed. I have been mocked. I have been made fun of. I have had friends literally not want to be my friend anymore because I simply liked Batman v Superman. Take that. I've had people literally wait until a DC movie was going to be released just to be able to tag me and tell me how stupid the movie's going to be before it even came out. How dumb DC fans are for liking this. How can they like this trash? How can they like this garbage, right? A steady dose of that ever since Man of Steel. I walked out of Man of Steel going, this is a masterpiece. This is one of the greatest movies ever about a superhero for sure. They nailed it in every way. And I was blown away when I started seeing negativity about that movie. Because all it showed was there's people who just don't understand Superman. There's people who don't understand the character. And yet they took it all out on Zack. And it was ridiculous. Batman v Superman had its issues, yes. Is it dire? Is it down and depressing sometimes? Yes. Is it telling a story arc? Yes. But we didn't get to see that, did we? We didn't get to see the whole arc. You know, characters go through these things, you know, it's called a story, and they kind of navigate their way through. Imagine if we started watching Lord of the Rings, and you never got to see the end. Not that good anymore, is it? No. This story has not been told. This story has not been finished. But now Zack Snyder has a chance. And then these people who are, in the same breath, they want to complain now because they're saying, well, they're not going to stop here. They're going to take it further. They're going to go there now. They're going after the Ayer cut. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. There's actually a cut done. Ayer finished his cut, and it got changed afterwards. They actually took it away from him so that he could not finish his movie. So yeah, would I love to see an Ayer cut? Absolutely. And that's coming from somebody that, I enjoy Suicide Squad until the end. I don't enjoy the bad special effects at the end or the villain. I think that it's very silly and cheesy. But there's a lot about that movie that I enjoy. But when I hear that there's new stuff that we didn't see and a whole other story, yeah, I want to see that. And here's the thing. AT&T owns Warner Brothers. AT&T is the one who is tweeting out, who is answering the fans, who is giving the fans what they want. And you know what? I am not a shill for AT&T because I have hated AT&T. I had Uverse for the longest time. I went through the biggest crap fest you ever saw about 6 years ago with AT&T. But you know what? I stand here today going, thank you, AT&T, for giving the fans what we wanted. For standing behind the fans. When I see AT&T tweeting out, yep, you know, when people are like, could this mean that Ben Affleck could come back? And they go, you know what? Anything's possible. They're connecting with fans. Yet people like Andy and Vito and these others are shaming them. How dare you connect with fans? You're supposed to be above the fans. You're not supposed to connect and get down on their level and actually tweet back at them stuff about the movie and try to give them hope that the movie's going to be good and give them what they want? Oh my gosh. No, you can't do this. This is atrocious. This is horrible that you would do this, AT&T. Man, I'm smiling. AT&T, man, they just posted this morning a picture of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and they're just like, hey, it's here. It's coming. Enjoy it. Thank you, AT&T, for caring about us. Thank God. We've been saying this for so long that Warner Brothers has been just an absolute crap show for how long? That they're meddling. They don't know. They have not allowed people to make their movies and just make them well. They've had to get involved at every point. And now it's taken AT&T, and they're like, well, AT&T doesn't know anything about making movies. They're just a telecommunications and tech company. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and so was Time. That's why it was Time Warner. When Time bought Warner Brothers. Oh, remember that? They were the same thing. They were, same kind of company. And all that just got enveloped into AT&T. AT&T bought it all. So yeah, they have every right to come in and go. I've laughed hearing these people whine and complain for Warner Brothers like Warner Brothers is getting picked on and they're being treated unfairly. Seriously? Warner Brothers is not a person, okay? Warner Brothers is a company that puts out product. And that product is either accepted or rejected. That product is either seen from a fan's point of view or a moviegoer's point of view or a TV show watcher's point of view, and we say, yeah, I like that. I'm going to support that. Or we look at it and say, nah, I don't like that. That was bad. Right? They put out a product. It's not a person. It's not a guy named Steve that we can attack and tell Steve that he's ugly or he's fat or he's this or he's that. No, that's not the same thing. It's a company. It's subjective. So when a company keeps making mistakes over and over and over again and screwing up their own properties that everybody would love to see, how many people have even clamored for it and said, please, for the love of God, Warner Brothers, just sell DC. Give it to somebody who will do something with it. Give it to somebody who will make it good. Give it to somebody who will understand it. Give it to somebody who will read a comic book. Give it to somebody who will let something go through without trying to meddle on every step of the way, trying to make toys or trying to make something else. Give fans what they've been wanting for so long. How long have we said that? And now AT&T buys the company, says, you know what? There's money to be made here. Do I think for a second that AT&T is just doing this out of the love of their heart? No, there's money to be made because they know that we will spend our money on this stuff. Look, I had no intention of getting HBO Max. Just this, the only thing that I was even interested in was hearing about the Green Lantern stuff that's supposed to come in the next year or two, right? But that's a couple of years down the line because they haven't even started filming that stuff yet. Like they're still trying to put that stuff together. It's not a real thing. But you better believe I'm going to get it for the Snyder Cut. And how many more thousands, maybe more, tens of thousands of people like me who were not going to get HBO are saying, man, Snyder Cut comes along. I'm getting that. Because I'm going to watch the Snyder Cut. It's something that I've wanted, so I'm going to pay money for it. And if the Snyder Cut is good, and fans love it, why wouldn't you do something going forward for that? They're literally hating on it as if, well, it's not fair to Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers had a plan and Warner Brothers were doing their thing and now big bad AT&T is controlling them and telling them what to do. They bought Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers is in a spot where they needed to be bought. I wonder why. Right? Let's be real. And so yes, thank you AT&T. I may not agree with you. I may not like your services. I don't like Uverse at all. Okay? And you messed me over to the tune of a few $100s a few years ago. But you know what? You just made up for it. Because I am thankful that we're going to get to see this project through. I am thankful for the way that you guys seem excited about it. Where Warner Brothers own site, you know, they're trying to use the fact that Warner Brothers isn't tweeting about the Snyder Cut and everything as some kind of hit against the Snyder Cut. No, it's not. I'm thankful that AT&T is actually tweeting about the Snyder Cut, that they're excited about the Snyder Cut, that they understand what they have in the Snyder Cut. You know, that they understand that they have a connection with us, fans, through the Snyder Cut, that this is an act of goodwill. This is the first thing that they want to do. This is the first big thing that they do out the gate after buying Warner Brothers, to say, hey, we got some properties here. We got some stuff that we can work with. Hey, there's some fans who've been clamoring for this thing. Let's give it to them. And we're going to reward them with cold, hard cash. And that's what they know. And that's what they understand. Warner Brothers doesn't understand that. Warner Brothers is into, like, they got their heads so far up their butt that they don't know even how to please the fans and give the fans what they want. They think that they can make all these other crap fests and that we're just going to take it forever. Hating on AT&T. I saw one person actually refer to AT&T as if they were slave masters. That's another video. How absolutely absurd is this? It's a company that wants to make money, and it's a property that we want. Yes, we're excited about it, and you're not going to take that away, Andy Signore. You're not going to take that away, Vito, whatever your last name is. You're not going to take that away, Collider. You're not going to take that away, all you other hipster writers and journalists and critics. You're not going to take that away from us because it's here. And you're going to have to live with that. When it blows up and we all enjoy it, or even if we don't, if it sucks, I don't care. We got it. We got it. I love the fact that AT&T is tweeting out things when people say, well, what about the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad? And they go, hey, one thing at a time. Do you think that they're thinking about us? I do. I definitely do. So ignore Signore. Go away. If you got nothing better to do, then look, you can hate a movie all you want. You can critique all you want, Mr. Signore. Okay? You can be the world's greatest critiquer with your pinky out. Like my left-handed mug? My sister bought that for me. Let's drink with power. Be all that you can be, Mr. Signore, and your little lackey. But here's the thing, it's not going to change what is. Critique all you want. We don't care about that. But you don't turn on people. Look, I've had disagreements for years with other nerds about different things. I disagree with people about stupid things, like whether or not you can call Superman's long hair a mullet or not. Right? It's because we're fans. But you don't see me hating on people or doing videos calling people stupid or calling people mean or bullies because they disagree with me. I had a wonderful comment that came through on a video that we just did not too long ago, and the person said, "You know what? I agree with your take on it was a video that I did about the Rise of Skywalker." Right? And I talked about Rise of Skywalker, I talked about some other things, and I talked about Geeks and Gamers, because I had a definite disagreement with Geeks and Gamers about the Emperor coming back, because I felt that the Emperor coming back was fine. If you read the old source material and Dark Empire and everything, and plus it's in the movie, he actually says that I died, and people say he came back that way. But you can watch that video, you can find it here on the channel. But this guy, left a comment, and he said he was very respectful. And he's just like, you know what? I agree with some of your take on there. I don't agree with you on some of your feelings about geeks and gamers. He says, because I don't think that that's how they meant this, and this is how they said that. He says, but hey, I appreciate what you do, and it was all good. We disagreed on something. But you don't see me out here, saying, well, how dare you disagree with me? You're trying to bully me into thinking like you. No, it's called respect. If we respect each other, it's good for the fandom. Andy Signore is not good for the fandom. Collider is not good for the fandom. These people who would try to shove their opinions down your throat are not good. Shove it down your throat and then tell you that you're attacking them. That's what I love. They're literally on top of you, shoving it down your throat, telling you, man, you suck. You're a bully. You're horrible. You're mean. They're punching you in the face. They're slapping you. They're doing what they're doing. And then they're whining at the same time saying, leave me alone. Why are you being so mean to me? Why are you putting me in my place and telling me what a jerk I am? That's what we're getting. It's so ridiculously stupid that I'm at a point with these YouTubers that I just don't get it. But here's the thing. Time will tell. And Andy, if you don't get it worked out, you're already pretty much irrelevant. You've already pretty much, you've lost me, you've lost so many other people, and you're digging your own hole and you're making yourself irrelevant. So I just tell you all, if you supported Zack Snyder, good for you. You are not a cult. You are not a bad person because you wanted to see the Snyder Cut. You are not a bad person because you put out a hashtag. They also complained because the Vito guy, he made a T-shirt because the Harley Quinn show that we watch. They had a little scene. It was supposed to be a couple of nerds, and one guy was wearing a hashtag Release the Snyder Cut T-shirt, and this guy made a Release the Snyder Cut T-shirt. It is well known that there are Snyder Cut T-shirts, that there are T-shirts and items that Zach has made, that fandom has made, that the movement of Release the Snyder Cut has made, and that the money that is raised, a good portion of it goes to suicide prevention, to other charities and all those things. And here this guy is just making his own, just to be funny, he said. Just to be ironic. You can tell me all day long that you enjoy these things, but you suck. Okay? You suck. If you're doing that kind of crap, you suck. If you literally want to come on the internet, make a video, and talk about how the fans are stupid, they're crazy, they're dumb, they're violent, they're bullying, they're obnoxious, they're this, they're that, they love this stuff too much, and then you want to put out a Release the Snyder Cut T-shirt to make a couple of bucks, and then he's like, well, I didn't sell too many of them. Good! Thank God nobody was giving you money for that stuff. Seriously. And then complain that people were telling him, like, you can't use that. That's part of the movement. Yes. Yes. Like, you need to take this. It's not just about the Snyder Cut at that point. It's about the money that's going to charity, that's going to help people in need. That'd be like me making cancer T-shirts and trying to sell cancer T-shirts and keeping the money for myself, trying to say, well, like I'm not selling that many. I'm just trying to, do whatever. Trying to sell T-shirts about survivors or people who are suffering from cancer, and none of that money's going to support cancer research. None of that money is going back to the American Cancer Society. But I just wanted to make a cheeky T-shirt. Screw you. You suck. If you're doing that crap. Just as a human being, you suck if you're doing that crap. Stop it. You're not cool because you're ironic. Right? You're not hip because you have a voice. Because you have a channel or you have something, and you're going to do something that's funny and tongue in cheek. You're an idiot. You're attacking everybody else, calling everybody else idiots, telling everybody else they're crazy, and oh, look what they've said to me, and look what they've done to me, and blah, 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 blah. Got 2 words for you. Go home. Go home. Turn your computer off. Turn your cameras off. Stop it. Because we're not buying it. We're not stupid. We're fans. We're here. We're not going anywhere. We're going to stand behind this. You know what? We're going to take this, yes, as far as we possibly need to take it. We got the Snyder cut, we got AT&T's attention, and now they're supporting us, and they're saying, you know what, there's something here. So yes, thank God, if we get the Snyder cut and that goes well, and we all react to it well, whether or not it's good or not, but we say, thank you, AT&T, for at least giving it to us, and we move on, and then we say, you know what, we'd like to see that Ayer cut. If we're respectful and we're nice about it, and AT&T keeps this relationship with the fans because they're actually trying to make some goodwill with us, between us and Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers has tried to screw the pooch so many times when it comes to the relationship with the fans, that they needed another company to literally spend almost $2 billion on them and say, hey, get this right. You literally have money laying on the floor. It's like laying right there. You can take it at any time, but you just don't want it. You're too busy with making up this garbage crap and telling people what they should do instead of letting them just make the movie. It took AT&T to do that. So if we do that, and then the Ayer cut comes up, and we say, hey, yeah, hashtag I want the Ayer cut. Hashtag Ayer cut. Release the Ayer cut. What's so bad about that? It doesn't screw up DC's continuity at all. It doesn't screw it up at all. Because it's just there. Like, DC's continuity, ever since Justice League, they kind of distanced themselves from Justice League, so they don't really reference Justice League a lot. I mean, Aquaman references it a little bit, you know, but even Shazam doesn't reference it. It just kind of moves forward. It's got Superman in there, so hey, if Henry comes back, great. If Henry doesn't come back, that's fine. We're just moving on, right? It exists in that world, you know, as a wink, but we don't necessarily have to follow that. So what if this does well and they decide this is canon? If this is done well, all of us are going to say, that's the one. I don't care about the Justice League. So sick of hearing about the sympathy for Joss Whedon. Poor Joss Whedon. They're taking away his movie. They're not taking away his movie. His movie's existed for, what, 4 years now? 3-4 years now? It's been out there. It's been judged. It's been put through the fire, and it sucks in many different places. Now, I like it in a lot of places, and there's a lot of good things about it, but then there's some areas that, man, it's just bad. It doesn't make sense. It falls flat. There's stupid jokes when there shouldn't be stupid jokes. You watch Batman v Superman, and then you watch Justice League, and you're like, what movie is this? Like, why is this coming after that? You can tell there's a difference. And like I said, it's not because we're not having Zack Snyder put together a whole different movie. I can't believe you're that dumb that you really think that the Snyder cut that we're getting isn't the Snyder cut. No, it's this whole different movie that they have to make. Like they could make a whole Justice League movie for $30 million. I mean, how dumb are you? You're out in LA. Like, what is your problem? You know, like seriously, what don't you understand about the movie business? Those of us who read the same articles, who are involved in the same stuff, who try to, we live in that world where we get as much information as we can. And you know what? No, I'm not on the sets and I'm not doing those things, but I imbibe all that stuff. So I understand it. I get how movies are made. I've made short films myself. I've made stupid videos, you know, myself. I've done those kind of things. I understand how videos are put together, how movies are put together. And guess what? He had a cut. He had something that was put together that needs to be finished. It's not a whole new movie. It's a whole different movie than what Joss Whedon did. Because Joss Whedon came in and didn't finish Snyder's vision. Joss Whedon came in and said, I'm going to write a bunch of jokes and color correct this to be all weird and stuff. And then I'm going to give that to everybody. Here's 80 pages. 80 pages! You understand that? 80 pages of new script. And you don't understand it when Zack Snyder says this is a whole new thing. Or it's going to be different. You're hearing what you want to hear. You're saying the things that you want to say because you're backed up into a corner. Is the problem. You're backed up into a corner. You got nowhere to go, Andy Signore. And your little buddy Vito. You got nowhere to go. You got nothing else to say. So the first thing you're going to do is start lashing out and slapping everybody. Slapping you. Because you're all mean. You're all so bad to us. You don't appreciate our critique on things. You don't listen to us when we tell you what you should think. You're trying to make us irrelevant now. And we're not. Look at us. Watch us. Listen to what we say. We're done. We're done listening to what you say. Just don't care anymore. And if you don't care anymore, we got to send that message to all of these people. And you know what? If it takes doing a video like this for every stupid article that I come across or every stupid YouTuber that I come across who's going to attack Snyder people who love Snyder, who want to support him, and attack Snyder himself, who is simply trying to finish a movie that he started and was unable to finish because of a tragedy in his life with his family, and you're going to attack that, and you're going to try to undermine that, and you're going to try to tell the fans that there's some kind of cult because they just wanted something good, that they just wanted to see this through. You know, the old Justice movie is not going away. It's still going to be there forever. But you know what? We want to see what Snyder originally intended. And we're going to see that. Folks, we're going to see Darkseid. We're going to see Green Lantern. I mean, this is just the stuff that's in there. We're going to see Steppenwolf realize the way that Snyder wanted him realized. And playing the role that he wanted him to play. We're going to see Superman in a totally different light because he's not going to have a messed up face. We're going to see Ben Affleck look like Batman and not look like Fat Man. Now look, I love Ben Affleck, but you watch that movie and it's like he goes from skinny and buff to all of a sudden overweight and looking bloated. And you guys just don't get how movies are made. You know, you're harping on the fact that it's going to take till 2021 to come out because we're in a pandemic right now. We are in a pandemic right now. We're in the middle of something where people can't get together. It's, you know, you're talking a huge movie. I'm sorry, you know, what is he just supposed to like do a Dropbox thing? Here's the video, guys. Here, you know, you guys do your work over here and you do your work over here. Look, I get it that people can do stuff like that, but this is a big ordeal. He's trying to bring back literally the whole crew who was working on the movie, all the actors to do their voiceover stuff again. You know, those are things that have to be done to finish a movie. Or if it turns out to be a miniseries, whatever, I don't care. You still got to do those things. How don't you understand that, Andy? How are you involved in that world? How did you get to be where you are if you don't understand how movies are made? If you don't understand how these things work? If you don't understand that you can't go from announcing it on a Thursday afternoon to it being out in a couple of months? Nobody has ever gone on record as saying the Snyder Cut is a completely finished, ready to go movie. If you said it was a completely finished, ready to go movie, then you didn't understand. And I understand, I get that. You're misinformed. But Zack never said that. He said, I have a cut. A cut means a cut. It does not mean a finished product. He has to finish it, and AT&T is giving him that chance. AT&T is putting down hard, cold cash to pay for this thing to be finished. They're putting their money where their mouth is. They're supporting the fans. They're out there. They've got an internet presence now where they're telling the fans that they're behind us, that they support us. Hey, they're putting out tweets, man, that I love, that we've never seen that kind of thing from Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers never gets excited about their own properties. Warner Brothers, you know, they'll sit there and promote Scoob all day long that has a horrible Shaggy voice. You know, I mean, like, why? How do you put out a Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy sounds awful? But I don't know. But you sit there and support that. But Warner Brothers has never given DC properties their proper voice, has never given DC properties any kind of love at all. Even when the movies come out, you barely see anything that's positive or good from Warner Brothers. They don't get behind with campaigns and support it. And you know, I love AT&T. AT&T is coming in, man. It's like they're fist bumping the fans, going, "Yeah, man, we're here. We're doing this. Give me a fist bump. Give me an elbow. Let's do this." Like, they're seriously putting out tweets that are like, "Yeah, we're bringing it. We're going to do this." That's the kind of company that we need behind these properties. How can you be mad about that? Seriously. Look me in the eye and tell me how you can be mad about that. If you're mad that a company has come in and wants to see this thing through, I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what to tell you. All right. So that's my little bit of a rant. Now we're going to talk some more, and I'm going to go to a lot of your comments here because I see you guys have been commenting. UDG says Zach was the reason why I want to become a director. I want to make a film my way and follow my vision, and that's how it should be. If you make a film, it should be your way. It should be your vision. Alex even says directors like Snyder are the reason I want to direct movies. Good, that's awesome, and I totally support that. That's what people are supposed to do, is inspire others to greatness, inspire others to do good things. You know, and that's what Zack Snyder is doing. He's inspiring others. That's what this whole campaign has done, is inspire people to realize that you can have a voice, that you don't have to be just shut up just because somebody doesn't like what you did, or somebody doesn't like you, or somebody wants to change what you're about, or change who you are, or change what you're doing. This is saying, hey, be artistic. See your vision through. And just because somebody says no doesn't mean it's always going to be no. I hate that idea. I totally reject that idea. Fans have had more of a voice in the last few years than ever. Just recently, Sonic got changed, and I saw another video. They said, well, that's not comparable. I mean, Sonic, all they did was change how he looked. They didn't change the movie. That changes the movie. When you change how the main character, who's animated, looks, that changes the movie. And fans did that because fans reacted. If fans had not reacted, we would have just, taken it. And it would not have been the success that it is. Sonic has been successful because the fans looked at it and said, hey, these people actually care. I know that they tried to do something, but they were messing it up. They were going down the wrong direction. And that's the thing, is like a lot of these guys, they go down this direction. Nobody tells them no. Nobody tells them no. Look at George Lucas. I love George Lucas. But nobody told him no. And so some bad decisions were made. And you can see that. But that's the problem, is nobody says no in the process, and everybody's just like, we're just going to do these crazy things and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, the fans the fans see it and go, that doesn't work. So we got that. We got Clone Wars to come back because the fans spoke up. There are many instances of this. It's not just the Snyder Cut. Internet Master 1 says, I believe I'm supposed to say, in the words of Tyrone Magnus, which I love Tyrone, by the way, haters. Exactly. Nenad, I believe it is, it says, I don't even bother with the hate, but it's so toxic they need to ruin every bit of fun out of this because their lives suck so much they need to write this garbage. Exactly. They just can't stand the fact that we're happy now. And they're like, well, just take the win. Just take it. Just, you guys won. Just take it. How are we supposed to take it if you won't shut up? How are we supposed to enjoy our championship that we won, that we're all out on the field, man. We're hugging each other. We're spraying champagne. We're having fun. And you got a big line of people sitting there right in your face going, oh, but you suck. It still sucks. It still sucks. Nope, you guys didn't win legitimately. Yeah, you guys cheated. When we didn't cheat, we won fair and square. We just made our voice known. We went out and played the game hard. We played the game to win, and we won the game. And you can't take it, and you can't admit that you lost, and you're sitting there and you want to gripe about it. No. They've just got to hate on it because we're happy. They can't stand the fact that we're happy and they were wrong. And that's how miserable people live their lives. Exactly. Lemon Russ says, don't understand why people hate Zach so much. Just watch the Vero podcast of him and Ray Fisher, and they are such nice people. I'll tell you what, everybody that I've seen involved with Snyder or the Snyder Cut or these Justice League movies, all the actors. I mean, look at Jason Momoa, man. Jason Momoa is awesome. Jason Momoa has been so just happy, and even, I mean, he was excited before the Snyder Cut got released and trying to get it released, and then after it was announced, he was on board, man. He's just so excited, and it brings a smile to my face to see the way that people are supportive. Ray Fisher, to see Gal Gadot, and now to see Henry Cavill on board. And then I saw even Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is excited about this thing. Guys, I don't understand it either. I don't understand why people hate these people so much. It's because they're just miserable and they just don't want it to succeed because it somehow defeats their narrative. Why is it that DC being successful gets everybody butthurt? All these haters, they just can't stand the very idea that Disney might be successful. I don't understand it. Haters gonna hate. There's nothing they can do now. That's right. There ain't nothing they can do now. Because it's coming. It's coming. It's here. It is upon us. The haters clearly, Alex says, the haters clearly got nothing better to do. That's for sure. They're just trying to make videos now to hype their own agenda and hype their own minds. They're coming after us because we are supporting David Ayer now. Exactly, Internet Master. They don't like that fact at all because now we realize, and they're saying, well, it's a bad thing. Look, we have what's called the Poindexter Council. If you've never been here before, I would ask that you subscribe to the channel because we'd love to have you here, right? I'm not going to beg you, but I would love to have you here. But we have something called the Poindexter Council. It's a bunch of nerds. We talk about all this stuff. We're probably going to do one today, okay, about Snyder Cut and what we want to see. But the thing is, we do this, and that was a legitimate thing that we brought up. That, it's a concern that if too many things start rolling this way, where it's like every movie that comes out now we're going to protest, then it takes away from the legitimacy of it, right? So we have to use this power in a respectful way, in a responsible way, that we don't just harp on the little things, because there's no such thing as a perfect movie, folks. Never will be. Zack Snyder's Justice League is not going to be perfect. I hope it's as close as possible. But the reality is there's no perfect movie, right? So we have to use it. With great power comes great responsibility, right? And so we have to use that in a proper way. So I understand that concern. That being said, it's not a bad thing that fans are having a voice. How can you hate on that? It doesn't make any sense. What's up, William? I see you. William's a good guy. Hey or hi. I'm sorry, man. My name is Enosh, so I try to get people's names right, but I hope you understand that I'm going to mess that up sometimes. It says, the only thing I don't get why people want a Snyder DC movie after, I'm going to guess that was supposed to be MOS for Man of, it's probably supposed to be BVS instead of BOS and Man of Steel. Well, hi, probably the reason is because Man of Steel was amazing and one of the best movies ever. Man of Steel, just watching it this week again, it blows me away every time I watch it. It is so powerful. And actually, watching Batman v Superman last night with my wife Tiff, we were watching it, and it was the scene where Lex is confronting Superman on top of the building, and he's going through the process, telling him that he has to fight Batman and everything, and it was so powerful, so intense. And I turned to Tiffany and I said, "You will never see that kind of intensity in a Marvel movie. You will never see that kind of acting. Just it was acted so well in a Marvel movie." And I said, "You will never see the stakes that high in a Marvel movie, because even deaths and death threats are played up at cartoony, and that's fine because that's that brand, and I get that, and I'm fine with that because I mean, look at DC movies that have come beforehand. They've treated deaths like that, and they've treated serious situations like that. So I get it. I'm not against it. I'm not harping on it. It just is what it is. But man, when Lex shows him Polaroids of his mom bound and gagged with witch written across her forehead, and he knows that he has Superman right where he wants him. Superman can't take him out, can't do anything to him, because if he does, he'll never find his mom. And telling him that he's going to have to go kill a guy, which is a throwback to Man of Steel, because that hurt Superman so bad. Superman doesn't want to ever have to do that. When he killed Zod, it totally wretched him and just killed him inside to do that. And he's going to tell him that. Plus, he finds out that Lex knows who he is, knows about his family, knows about the woman that he loves, because he throws Lois off the top of a building. There's a whole speech there about gods and what. Are you kidding me? Look, Doomsday aside, I get Doomsday. Like it looks cheesy. It looks like, I don't know, a wet sock monkey or something. I don't know. But like I said, no movie is perfect. But man, that scene is so friggin' intense and awesomely played out. So yeah, I want to see a Justice League movie that's like that. That's serious and follows that serious tone. What's up, Jeff? Good friend Jeff there. All right. Let's see. William says, because Snyder is a great director and Justice League was supposed to be an amazing movie. Exactly. He answered it for me. Internet Master says, that's just beautiful. I hope that they quit the internet. If anything is offensive to them, it's not our fault that they have horrible taste in movies. Exactly. Like, you know what? People can mock my movie choices all they want. I've had people literally just debate me and want to throw stuff up in my face. And like any movie, anytime that a Marvel movie does well, people for some reason they want to tag me in it. Like I'm mad that Marvel does well. I'm happy that Marvel does well. I like Marvel movies. But anytime anything negative is said about DC or anything, I've got a couple people who just, they want to throw it up in my face, or anything about Star Wars, they want to throw it up in my face, and blah, 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 blah. You know what? Screw that. I can't help it that you don't like good movies. I can't help it that you like to be spoon-fed, that you're still a baby, and you prove it by the way that you whine and you complain. I can't help that. It is what it is. I can't speak up for you. I can speak up for me, though, and the rest of the people who want the Snyder Cut. And that's what we did. And Andy, Vito, we won. And now we are parading. We're having a good time. Hi says, you could say the same about BVS, but in the end, it was trash. It wasn't trash, man. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Why do people want a third Snyder movie when the first two were hated? The first two weren't hated. See, that's the thing, is there's this idea out there that everybody hated these movies. They didn't hate these movies. Batman v Superman was literally on the top of the sales list for, I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks, selling Blu-rays and DVDs. You don't top out for 5 or 6 weeks for a movie that people hate. People love the Ultimate Edition. Yes, the theatrical edition had some issues because Warner Brothers once again stepped in and chopped things up and wanted to cut the running time so we can get more showings in theaters. And so then you mess it up and you mess with it, and yes, that screwed it up. It wasn't Snyder's fault. It wasn't Snyder's fault at all. So I don't know what to tell you, because they're not hated movies. Man of Steel, the longer these movies are out, what I'm finding is the longer these movies are out, the more respect that they're getting, because people have time to digest them. People are now able to watch them on Saturday afternoons on TNT, where it's not like required of them, and they're going, "Oh, I didn't catch that before." Because people were so caught up in when these movies first came out, there was such just a campaign to hate on these movies because they were DC movies, and we know that that's true. Okay, don't try to act like that's not true. That DC movies weren't just getting hated on just because they were DC. Because I got plenty of people who attack me simply because it's DC. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, indifferent. They can't admit anything. They can't admit that the animated movies are good. They can't admit that the characters are good. That the very root of the characters of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and all these characters are just good, and that they're better than a lot of the stuff that came after them. They can't admit that Marvel actually copied a lot of their characters and did it. And yes, I know that there's a couple that go back the other way, but they can't admit that. They literally can't admit that. If it's got DC logo on it, it sucks. It could be a Captain America movie by DC. It would suck. Because they're that bent on it. I also fear a little what would happen if the Snyder movie is bad. That would still tell how toxic the fandom is and that they just hate without reason. Why would that? I don't understand why that would tell that. If the Snyder movie is bad, it's just bad. How does that tell that the fandom is toxic? It doesn't speak to the fandom at all. And that they just hate without reason. How is the Snyder campaign hating? I don't understand that comment. Respectfully, I ask you, how is that hating? That's not hating. To say we want a movie that there's a cut of that just needs to be finished by the guy who wrote and originally put the movie together. We want that movie. How is that hating? If that movie comes out and sucks, okay, but we got to see that movie. Right? People have asked me a lot before. Should I watch the Star Wars holiday special? And I say, yeah, at least once. Does it suck? Absolutely. Is it better if you're with friends? Yep. I'm not a drinking person, but you know what? I would guess that if you have a couple drinks, it's probably better that way too. Because it's horrifically bad. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you watch it. Because it's the holiday special, and you know what? You're part of something after you've watched it. You have earned your badge, man. You've earned your stripe because you watched the holiday special. I would suggest to you that if you're going to watch the holiday special, watch it the first time, yes, the original way, but watch it with friends, and then watch it back on with Riff Tracks. If you don't know what Riff Tracks is, it's the Mystery Science Theater 3000 people. Watch that. It's actually on YouTube. You can actually find it for free here on YouTube. It's hilarious, and it actually helps you get through the 2 hours. And the commercials are amazing. So the thing is, if Justice League comes out, the Snyder cut, and it's not good, I'm gonna go, okay, here's what it is. We're gonna move on. We may still say, yeah, we want to see the Ayer cut because we just want to see it. We just want to see it. It's not hate. We just want to see it. Oh my gosh. Speedo Kagan, you are welcome, man. You are so welcome. Like I said, again, it's all this idea of hate. But these YouTubers, they're sitting there going, hey, give us a super chat. If you're in our chat room, give us a super chat. And I'm watching these other YouTubers like look, I love some of these guys, I loved Harloff. And Mark Ellis is one of my favorite guys ever. But they're all set up where it's like, Oh yeah, we're set up with a robo thing so that like you can chime in at any time and give us money. And I hear people like giving like $25 just to hear their comment read. Really? Like seriously, and like super chats, they're just like they're just like like I can't get to all the super chats. Like seriously, people are like dumping money on people, on these people doing live streams and stuff like that. And it's like I told you guys last time. That's not what we're here for. And we had what was it, Man of Martin, the last live stream we did. He gave like $5, man, and I told him, I said, look, you give this channel anything, man, we're gonna spend like 5 minutes thanking you because like we appreciate people, we appreciate fans, we appreciate people who like actually take the time to watch our videos because we care about that. We're happy to have people here. That's what we're just here to do. I'm gonna read your comments. I'm gonna talk to you about it. These other people, they don't care about all that. They don't care about all that. They ain't going to read your comment. They don't care about your comment unless there's some money attached to it. But you know what, man? It was funny because Man of Martin gave $5, man, and I went into song and dance, and we said that now every time somebody gives anything, I'm going to do my televangelist preacher thing and thank you for your money. So, but I don't understand why these people are thriving. I don't understand why these people are making money and doing all this stuff, and all they're doing is literally creating a world of hate. They're creating a false hate. They're making it out that like we hate, that we're the bullies, that we're the bad people, all the while they are spurring on what they say we're doing. I don't get it. Oh, all right. Nanad says it's bad for them. It's only good when they get stuff they support. Exactly. That's exactly true. Then it's okay. But when fans and Snyder family finally get to release their vision, they get some closure on this project, then it's bad. It's so stupid, I can't even. And I totally agree with you. I completely agree with you. It's like, if it's bad, it's bad. I don't care. But let them have some closure. They lost their daughter during this project. Snyder had to step down because of that. Just let him finish his project. Let it be done. And then let the world judge whether it was better or not, whether it was good or not, whether it goes someplace or not. Why do you care? Why do you have to be angry about it and harp on it and talk about how it's bad for Hollywood and bad for films? It's bad that somebody gets to complete their vision. You know how many director's cuts have been made over the years where people got to go back? I don't see you harping on George Lucas for going back and changing Star Wars up 10 million times. Come on. Really? Let the man have a day. Let the man have a say. Who cares about the haters? Mark Howard says, who cares about the haters? They can't stop your enjoyment. Snyder fans got the win. I love Man of Steel, but I knew that some fans would hate it. Exactly. I knew too. But like, it's a great movie. And you can't take that away from me. I got my copy. I got a couple copies. I'm going to watch it anytime I want. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to love it. And you guys can hate me all you want for it, but I still got it. And you can't take that away. It's there now. It is what it is. Right? Even if they make a remake one day, it's okay because I got the one that I like. If the new one's great, good. If the new one's bad, it doesn't matter because I got one that I love. And like you said, Snyder fans got the win. You're just mad about it. You're just mad that we got the win. You don't understand. Like, we're out here celebrating like we're supposed to with champagne on the field, having fun, high-fiving each other, having a good time, saying, yeah, we're the champions. And you're back on the sidelines going, oh, how dare you guys celebrate. How dare you guys look like you're having fun and be happy. You're horrible people you're making us feel bad by celebrating because we were wrong, because we lost, and we can't take the L on it. No, you guys need to be good winners. We should all get participatory awards, and I love this fact now that they're saying we're all right. Have you seen that? Andy Signore is saying, well, we were all right. You were right about some things, we were right. No, you were wrong. You're still wrong. You're not right, you're wrong. You can't admit it, and that's the problem. That's why you need to shut up and go home, because you can't admit it. You're stuck on this thing, and you're trying to harp on Snyder fans. You won't just leave us alone and let us enjoy the victory. No, you gotta somehow cut our legs out from underneath us to tell us how horrible we are and what awful people we are. We don't have to listen to that crap. Kavari says, let's hope Snyder version isn't dark and depressing. Well, I'll tell you this. The original version, there's Justice League is supposed to go to Apocalypse and lose. Because it was supposed to be a two-parter. So, look, I get it that some people don't like the dark side of Snyder's movies. I understand that they wanted something brighter and happier and stuff, but the whole arc is supposed to be one of, it starts off where Superman is unsure of himself. He's trying to learn how to be Superman. I mean, he's not Superman in Man of Steel. He's Clark, and he's trying to learn how to be Superman. Then by the time BVS comes, he's trying to be Superman. He's trying to do this, but then people are turning against him because that's what people would do. Because we all know if somebody showed up with all those powers tomorrow, we wouldn't just welcome them into this world. We would all have a problem with it. We'd all have concerns. So he had to prove himself to the world by sacrificing himself to save people, to sacrifice himself to save humanity. And so he does that, and he changes minds and he changes thoughts, and people start to have some hope. People start to have something, and then they bring him back to life in Justice League. And he's supposed to inspire and be something new, but the problem is, Darkseid has other plans and does things. I mean, there's ideas and thoughts about what this movie is about that are out there, and have been for a while, and you can read them, so you can know what the movie is going to be about. But the whole idea was by the time Justice League 2 comes in, he's Superman. He's doing what he's doing. He's the Superman that we want to see. He's the bright-colored, happy guy who's making a difference. But it's called a story arc. And if you only got a couple parts of the story, you're not going to get the whole thing. It is what it is. Eric Sledge says, I can't believe Akasan thinks that we are a cult. Yeah. Thinks we are bullies. It's stupid. It's stupid. We're a cult now. Because we believe in Snyder's vision for Justice League. We are a cult. Well, I'm sorry. Mix up some Kool-Aid. I guess I'll drink it because I'll die on that hill. Screw it. Like, what's the point of fighting it anymore? Right? What's the point of fighting it? You want to call us a cult? You want to call us horrible people? Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am still sitting here in a room full of toys. I still got a smile on my face because I am looking forward to actually seeing the Justice League that I wanted to see in the first place by Zack Snyder. It's coming next year. I have something to look forward to, man. You have something to look forward to if you're a fan. We're going to have a great time. We're going to be doing so many videos about this thing. We're going to be putting out content about this thing for the next year. We're going to see so many cool things because we know we are now because AT&T is already tweeting out stuff and having fun with it. We're going to have so much fun with speculation. We're going to have so much fun with Zack Snyder putting out little tidbits here and there. We're going to see stuff like this, like the guy who played Darkseid putting out there and saying, hey, I played Darkseid. I couldn't tell anybody, but now I can. I was Darkseid in the movie, and I'm going to be in the movie now. We're going to see the pictures of the guy who's playing Green Lantern. Oh, yep, I was Green Lantern. I was Hal Jordan. Guess what? I'm in the movie. We're going to see stuff like that for the next year. Or however long, I don't know, we don't know when in 2021, but, it could be a year or whatever. That is, how awesome is that? And if you got to say that I'm part of a cult, then guess what? I'm showing up for meeting. I'm going to show up to that meeting. I'm going to go door to door. I'm going to bang on your door, and I'm going to say, hello, I would like to talk to you about our good friend and savior of Justice League, Zack Snyder. Count me in. Meet up with me, and we'll go out and we'll try to convert some other people. Because apparently I'm knocking on your door right now trying to convert you at this point. Mark Howard says, do you think WB is moving away from J.J. Abrams and moving back to Zack Snyder? That's gonna be an interesting point because I know J.J. Abrams is, they paid J.J. Abrams a lot of money, and he's supposed to be working on this Justice League Dark thing. Now here's the thing. As much as I'm a DC fan, I don't know that there is that much of a market for the Justice League Dark thing. I think that they have to get Justice League worked out. They got to get the bright, happy heroes worked out before you can go on to the dark stuff. because a lot of people just don't understand things like Constantine and Swamp Thing and Blue Devil and some of these other things. They don't get it. They don't understand it. So I really think that you gotta get the other stuff right first. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because I fully believe that if Zach delivers on this thing and we all love it, you could see the tide start turning. That maybe they put JJ on something else, and let Zach come back. But I don't know. I don't know that if they let Zach finish it, like maybe do the Justice League 2, right, and let Zach finish his story arc and then move on. I'm fine with that. I'm not one of these people who are like Zack Snyder has to take over the world and has to do every DC movie from here on out, because I don't think that's the case. Look at Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins is doing awesome with Wonder Woman. The Shazam movie was really good. I loved Shazam. Aquaman with James Wan was really, really awesome. I loved that movie. They're not perfect, but they're awesome movies. And then I look at Wonder Woman 84 is coming out. That I'm excited about that. If you can't tell, and I just think that they're better. I mean, we got James Gunn doing the new Suicide Squad movie. Let Zack Snyder finish his Justice League thing, and then pass the reins. What's so bad about that? I don't understand what people have a problem with that either. Anime tomboy enthusiast. I like that name. Anime tomboy enthusiast. Anime is an important part of our culture. Dark and depressing isn't inherently bad, nor is light and funny inherently bad. It's a matter of getting it right, which I think Snyder has done pretty well. And I agree with that. That's a great statement. That is an awesome statement. Kavari says Snyder will never return to the DC franchise. Can somebody tell Kavari that he just did? I don't. I mean, I've been blowing out my voice now for an hour and a half talking about this. Somebody, he may not have, or Kavari, I assume is a guy. He may, I don't know. He may not have seen the release. So, if you could pass that information along, I'm going to move on to the next comment, because he just did. And we're going to see it next year. So, all right. Mark Hout says, oh wait, hold on a second. Eric Sledge says, thanks, Poindexter. I enjoy your rants. Thank you, Eric. You know what? I've been enjoying doing these rants. Maybe I'm onto something here, because this is how I feel, right? And my family gets this. We have these conversations all the time, but I haven't actually recorded myself doing these. And it's like, now I feel like, man, no, I'm done with this. I have had it with this crap. I am going live. I'm going on here. I'm going to talk to you guys about this stuff, because I think that a lot of you feel the same way that I feel, and that somebody's got to say it. And I'm sorry, like, I get it. I'm not some huge channel. I'm not some huge voice in the community, but you know what? I consider my voice a big voice. Like, I don't care if I only got 9,000 subscribers. I don't care. My life is not based around that, Would I love for you to be a subscriber? Yes. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you can be a part of this and you can support this kind of stuff, and then we can move forward together and we can be a part of this together. But you know what? The thing is I'm going to keep doing what I do. If I have 9,000 subscribers, if I have 100,000 subscribers, I don't care. It doesn't make my voice less important. All it means is that we've got a tight-knit community with the 9,000 subscribers that we have. We got a good thing going here. All right. So, I'm sorry that I'm not Andy and have 100,000 subscribers, but I don't care at this point. It'd be awesome. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe one day. But until then, guess what, baby? We're still going to do what we do. And we're still going to bring it. We're still going to address people like you for doing crap like this. Seriously. Mark, it pushed me over the edge to get HBO Max too, because I was not excited about HBO Max. I just didn't need it. I've got most of the movies that are going to be on there and everything. It's like I didn't need to pay for one more service. But you better believe I'm going to pay for the Snyder Cut, baby. I'm gonna be there day one for the Snyder Cut. Now, see, I'm not going to get HBO Max until there's something on there. I'm not excited about Friends. You know, I can watch Friends anytime I want. I don't need to pay for that. You know, I don't need all that stuff. I don't need half the movies that are on there. You give me the original content that I want to see, then I'm going to pay for it. So there you go. At Kavari, Snyder is returning to DC at least a little. Yep, he's there. Let's hope it's good. Alex Burr says people say the stupidest things, don't they? It's interesting sometimes to hear. Like I don't think that people process. It's like the words go through a process and sometimes they fall off the rail and they just kind of fall on the floor and those somehow like get to the like sewer drain and it's a direct link to their mouth, and so that's just like instead of going through the whole brain process of thinking what they're going to say before they say it, it just kind of floods out and it just dumps out here, and that's what people end up saying, and yeah, it's bad. So Breeze 5, my next video, I gotta watch the thing, but Jody's Corner is next, man. Look forward to that rant because I've just seen a little bit of it. I got to watch the whole thing, but trust me, I'm coming back. Like I said, I am going to do this for everybody who wants to be vocal and be stupid about this. I'm going to say something about it, and we're going to put them on point, and we're done with this crap. We're not going to take it anymore. So yes, Breeze 5, look for that cuz that's coming soon. That's coming too. Oh, is he selling reject the Snyder cult shirts? Oh, idiots. Idiot. You know, like I almost want to make a shirt that says I'm part of the Snyder cult. Hello, I'd like to have a picture of me knocking on your door. I'd like to tell you about our savior of Justice League, Zack Snyder. Walter is the boss now, and he wants a brighter, colorful future for DC. Well, Kavari, that's fine. It can still be that way, but it doesn't just pop up overnight. People, you know, this is what I love about DC is it's more realistic. It actually goes through valleys and hills and stuff. Marvel is just happy all the time. You know, like we're sitting here like fighting in New York, like trying to save the world. People are dying, buildings are collapsing, aliens are coming, and we got the heroes sitting around telling jokes. Screw that. You got to go through the dark times to get to the happy times. And you know what? Walter works for AT&T now. So there you go. Jody is right. The Snyder cult could get toxic. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. What it is whiny, bratty little people that don't like it when somebody disagrees with them. That's what it is. Okay? And they would do videos whining about it, trying to act like they're the victims. They're not victims. Nobody has committed a crime. They are not victims. Nobody has hurt them. They just can't take bad words about them. They can't take it when somebody says, you're acting dumb. No, they whine about it. They literally, I watched the Andy Signore video with his little sidekick Vito. It was like watching old episodes of Fantasy Island, you know, like here comes little Vito out here, you know, and like, I'm gonna whine and complain about these people are so stupid and they're just irate and they're dumb and they just mess around and they just send me messages and blah 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 and I can't take it. That's what they are. This toxicity, whatever. Eric Sledge, I love it. We are not a cult. We are not bullies either. We fought for a story that we believed in and was stolen from us. Man, that sounds like something like should be in the Justice League movie, right? That like should be in there somewhere. Like, we are not a cult. We're not bullies either. Like maybe Batman says it, right? It's like Batman just kind of like comes in, you know, Ben Affleck Batman. He just kind of comes in. He's like, we're not a cult. We're not bullies either. We fought for a story that we believed in and was stolen from us. And then like they raised Superman from the dead. Like it totally work. Eric, I'm down with that. There are segments of every fandom that are toxic, but when bloggers, critics, and YouTubers bait, bully, and ridicule fans, then cry wolf when fans push back, that is toxic. Squidmaster79, I agree with you. Look, there's always going to be bad seeds. There's always going to be people who are idiots, right? On both sides. Look, I get that. I get that. But this idea that the Snyder Cut people, you know, are just bad, and that there's this whole, you know, cult mentality and stuff, and like they act like it's just like the overwhelming majority of people, and that's just dumb. That's just dumb. And like you put it great. When these bloggers and critics and YouTubers bait, and they're trying to get clicks and views and people to give money and all this stuff, it's garbage. Kavari again says, if you want a brighter, more colorfully DC, then you don't want Snyder back. You know what I want? I just want good stories. You know what I love about the DC movies so far? They're realistic. You can keep your colors. You can keep your bright lights. You can keep your smiles and your jokes when people are literally dying all around you in the city of New York. I'll take BVS. I'll take Man of Steel, where it shows the destruction. And it shows, you know, nobody complained about the Avengers fighting everybody. You know why? Because they were telling quippy little jokes, and there was no tension. There was no tension. There was no tension until Iron Man goes into the space hole and is up there, you know, for a minute, and then we're all concerned about Iron Man. Nobody was concerned for anybody on the ground. They literally just show, you know, the Avengers just taking care of business, because that's just what they do. They're just taking care of everything, and everything's fine. People were dying. Buildings were collapsing. They didn't show any death, any destruction of in reality. They show an alien ship flying through, crashing through the city, destroying stuff, but never any repercussions at all. Nothing that shows that at all. There's just a little bit of debris here, and the heroes all posing to go and fight the next thing, and let's make sure we get our superhero pose where we do the round, you know, thing where we watch, where we kind of see it in slow motion where they go around and they're just all fighting, and I'm doing my thing, and look, I'm Captain America, so I got my shield, and blah, you know. And I love Chris Evans as Captain America. So don't think that I'm hating on Marvel, because I'm not. But like, seriously, that serves a certain purpose. Those movies serve a certain purpose. Those are comic book movies that are lighthearted and funny and just what they are. But then people want to compare those to DC movies, and you can't, because they're two different things. DC is a different kind of thing. DC is more dark. It is more grounded. Call it depressing. I don't care what you want to call it, but it's always dealt with more serious issues and actual repercussions and actual things. You actually saw the people hurting and things going on in Man of Steel and BVS. You saw people die. You saw Martha Kent tied and gagged with witch written across her, and that being thrown at Superman, who's being broken. You don't see that in other comic book movies. So you can keep your colors. I just want a good story, and those are great stories. And Alex says, this channel is great for fandom. Thank you, because that's what we're here for, man. We are here for fans. We are here for nerds. That's why we call the Poindexter Lounge a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me can get together and talk about all this stuff. And it's all right. And I love it, man. And so I'm glad that you're feeling that, for sure, Alex. Eric says, I want Snyder back. Or excuse me, I want Zack Snyder. I was looking at something else. I want Zack Snyder. That's what I want. I want Zack Snyder. Squidmaster says exactly. And then Eric says, and other great directors, variety. Yes. See, that's the thing. It doesn't all just have to be Zack Snyder. Nobody is saying that they want Zack Snyder to direct every DC movie from here on out. Stop with that narrative. That is not what this is about at all. This is literally about us saying, Zack Snyder wrote and directed a movie. He finished most of it and then had to leave because his daughter tragically was taken away. In that, Warner Brothers couldn't put the movie off and couldn't give him time to heal and time to actually mourn and get through that. No, they said, oh no, you know what, thank you for your work. We're going to move on, and tried to hire Joss Whedon as some kind of nerd switch to try to get us all excited now for Justice League. And then Joss Whedon came in and wrote 80 new pages instead of picking up where Snyder was and maybe consulting with Snyder and saying, hey, where were you going with this? What were your thoughts for this? What were your ideas for this? No, he picks up, he makes this utter crap that doesn't even go with the movie. It turns it into a comedy when it wasn't a comedy, turns it into a bunch of mess, changes the way some people look, does all these reshoots that don't even make any sense. Like, why? If Superman, if Henry Cavill had a mustache, you know how many times Superman has had a beard in the comics? Like, literally over and over and over again, Superman has had a beard. Why wouldn't you say he came back and he had a beard? That he had facial hair? What was wrong with that? Have Henry grow out the other stuff, man. It would take like a couple of weeks. You'd be done. You'd be fine. But they didn't do that. No, we're gonna CGI it off and make it look like he's got, way up here. Makes no sense. So Joss Whedon does all that, makes a completely different movie with a completely different ending, completely different look, completely different tone, everything, but it still has Zack Snyder's name on it. Can you imagine that? You put your hard work into something, you write something, you work at something, blah, 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 and then somebody else comes in, makes a total mockery of what you did, gets rid of most of what you did, and your name is still on it. And people hated it, and people blame you. Yeah. That's garbage right there. That sucks. And that's what we fought. That's what we're fighting. And that's why we're saying we want Zack to be able to finish his movie. That's it. And if that does well, let him finish his vision. Let him do part 2. Because he had that planned out. That's what these movies were going to. It was a Superman arc, a 5-movie arc. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. It was 4 or 5. But Justice League and Justice League 2. Why is that so hard? Why? It's not. That's the point. It's not. Snyder movies are dark and depressing. Superheroes are supposed to be hopeful. Where's that written? Superheroes are supposed to be perfect now? Batman has never been hopeful. And Batman's a superhero. Deadpool is not hopeful, but Deadpool is a superhero. Not every superhero is the exact same. All right? And not every superhero has to always be portrayed as being bright and sunny. That's not how it works. Like, I don't get that. And that's the problem, is we've been conditioned this way because of Marvel movies. Which, like I said, are fine for what they are, but even the villains are bright and cheery and, like, aren't really threatening. Name a Marvel villain that you were actually, like, scared of, that looked evil. Thanos doesn't look evil, and they totally cut... Oh, man. They totally neutered Thanos. They built Thanos up like he was going to be this really bad, evil guy, and then he comes in and he's like, well, he's got a point. They're literally having a conversation with him. Just talking to him like he's a normal guy. And he's out, farming. And sitting there with, with little Gamora. Really? That's your big bad villain? Then you got people like the Joker who are literally just killing people, stabbing pencils through people's eyes and stuff. That's DC. Don't tell me that superhero movies have to be bright and sunny. That doesn't make any sense. Who said that? Where's that rule written? It's not. It's a condition that we've been made to believe because people wanted to make bright, cheery movies and sell toys. I like realistic movies. That's why I like Christian Bale's Batman movies. But you know what? I also like the other stuff. I like bright and sunny, and I like dark and depressing. I think it takes all of it. It takes all of it. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. There you go. For those of you who are old enough to remember. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Kind of froze up. Sorry about that. We're back. All right, I'm going to bust through some of these because I know we got a lot of people here talking about this stuff. But no, what I was saying was, I don't know if you've heard me. I said superheroes don't have to be dark. It doesn't have to be dark. You take the good, you take the bad. Like I said, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. For those of you older enough to remember. Kavari says, the problem with the Snyder cult is that they are putting Snyder above the franchise. No, they're not. No, they're not. They want him to finish what he is. Look, he is the man who was doing it. Am I still going? Yeah, we're still going. All right, my video's not working here. So he's the man who was doing it. So I don't understand why you think that it's putting him above the franchise. It's not. It's continuing the franchise that he started. I love it. Jugo SF. Oh, camera's falling over here. Get so excited. Says, release the Snyder Cut. Fire, absolutely. Squidmaster79 says, Kavari, no, if Nolan wasn't allowed to finish his film, same result. Exactly. Fans want their stories to be completed. Yes. Exactly. Exactly right. Nanad says, I love your room. Thank you. Thank you. I love this room too. This room is very special to me. It's a lot of fun. And see this? If you see in here, I just saw that Jenner Custom Toys is in here. That's my good friend Bruce. He made these Star Wars figures right here. They're really awesome. They're hologram versions of stuff. He's really awesome. You should go check him out. He's on eBay and Facebook under Jenner Custom Toys or whatever. He'll leave something in the comments. Go follow him. He's awesome. Hey, sorry I was wrong about you the other day. You are awesome. Om Shri said, I'm sorry about you the other day. You're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I love that, man. If anything, you just made this whole live stream worth that because you said that, and that's awesome. That's really awesome of you to say. I really appreciate that. Kavari Snyder is, or Jugo says, Snyder is the franchise. He created the DCEU and he planned it like a fan, not like a company. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Somebody gets it. That's the whole point, right? That's the whole point. He created it. He's the mastermind behind it. How can you say we're putting him above the franchise when he's the one who created the franchise? Oh my goodness. Look at Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. They are the future of DC, not Snyder, dark, depressing style. Look. It takes all of it. It takes all of it. Everything doesn't have to be the same. We don't want all the movies to be the same. We just want him to finish out what he intended. So we get to where the heroes can be just the heroes. There's a hero arc. Heroes are supposed to go through trials and troubles and actually have real things. Like if you just know that your hero is just going to survive everything and win everything and just be able to figure out a way to beat everything, that gets boring. That gets really boring really fast. So we just need to stop with that. Snyder hired Momoa and Gadot and is a producer on the Wonder Woman films. Exactly. So that just shows that people don't understand that, because him and his wife have been producing this stuff. Even though they're not making the movies, they're still producing the stuff. So there you go. And they've had I had a sticker on me. They have a say in how things are done. Release the Ayer. Shri says, release the Ayer cut is next. Absolutely, man. I'll fight for that. I want to see what because you know what? I liked a lot of Suicide Squad. I love the characters, but I hate the ending. And so what I hear, it's a lot different. So I would definitely take that. Next year, Jugo says, next year you will see what the future of the franchise is. 2021 will be fire. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I'll take that. Squidmaster says, Snyder has a dark story to tell with light and hope and victory at the end, like most great films. Exactly. It takes time to get there, though, right? Like we're gonna get there, but everybody wants it right now. Like you can't have the ending of the story before the story gets told. You can't hate on a franchise or you know, like if somebody says it's a trilogy of movies, how you can't hate on it until it's done and completed. If it gets done and completed, then you go, hey, I hated that. That was bad. Then that's fine. I can listen to that all day. But you can't watch like the first movie of something or the second movie of something and say, well, I didn't like this direction, so then it sucks. That's not how it goes. You got to let it play out. Kavari says, what's next? Bring back Ben for Batman? Where does it stop with the Snyder cult? Here's the thing. Yeah. If Ben Affleck will come back and play Batman, yeah. And you know why? Because they have made it abundantly clear that Robert Pattinson's Batman is not in the DCEU. And this would be a great time to challenge the idea that you can't have more than one at a time. We just got a Joker movie when there was still a Joker in the DCEU. People responded to it. You can have a Batman that's not in the DCEU where you're telling stories about when Batman first started, how he got his start, all those different things. And you can have the older grizzled Batman in the DCEU. People are not stupid. They're not dense. They're not dumb. They can understand, hey, Robert Pattinson's Batman is this one and this one is this one. That's why you got the Flash on TV and you got the Flash in the movies, right? Oh, look at there. You got Superman on TV. You got Superman in the movies. You literally had 3 different versions of Superman or the Clark Kent character in Crisis on Infinite Earths. You had Brandon Routh. You had Tyler Hoechlin, and you even had Tom Welling come back. You know, in that, people get it. They're 3 different versions. What's so hard about that? So yeah, if Ben wants to come back, I will gladly welcome Ben back. Because he's in a better place in his life now and he could probably look at it in a lot better way and he doesn't have Warner Brothers screwing everything up. It's not that hard to understand. There is no Snyder cult. Get over yourself. I'm sorry, but that's very true. Fans who want to see a story finished. Exactly. Thanks, Squidmaster, Eric says, and I thank you as well. Om Shri says, I think the Ayer cut would be released in February or March, and the Snyder cut would be released in April or May, because most of the DC movies, which are releasing in theaters in the second half of 2021. Well, that's yet to be seen. The official tweets that have come out, you know, AT&T, you know, said, hey, one thing at a time, we're going to do the Snyder cut. I think that they're going to wait to do anything with Suicide Squad until Justice League. And here's another reason why. Is because chronologically, also, Suicide Squad came after Justice League, right? So, Superman died. Well, no, hold on. That's not true either, is it? That's interesting. See, that can be when I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah. No, I don't know. But I just don't think that they're gonna do that, because I had this thought that they would wait, but I still think that they'll wait because I think that they're going to want to see the return on the Snyder cut. They're not going to throw any money or anything at an Ayer cut until they know that people supported the Snyder cut. That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel. Snyder's Batman is Ben. If Snyder has a story to tell with him, Ben will be there. Thank you, Squidmaster. I like you. You get it. If there's a story to tell, there's a story to tell. What's so bad about that? That's all. We are fans who want to see a story finish, says Eric. I want a brighter, more colorful DC, just saying. That's fine, Kavari. You know, it takes everyone, and I can appreciate the fact that that may be what you want. But, you know, that's not DC, though. That hasn't been DC in years. It's like you want the Super Friends version of DC. Like you want this version of DC, the bright and kitty version. And that's not been around for so long. It's like you're wanting Golden and Silver Age DC, and it's not coming back. That I don't want that. I don't want tongue-in-cheek crap. I don't want stuff like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin and bright colors and cheeky stuff and comedy and trying to be lame with stupid junk like that and telling dumb jokes and stuff like that. No, I don't want that. I want real grounded stuff, man, that makes me think, that gets me invested in the characters. That's what I want. We will have two Batmans, says Squidmaster, two Jokers. Not that hard to figure out. I mean, it's been done before. Thank you, Squidmaster. Who's this Vito? Blandy Ignore is a hilarious parody channel, but I never heard of Vito. Vincent, you're right. I never heard of this Vito guy either. And all of a sudden, I'm watching this video, and Andy's acting like this guy is like something, and this guy is acting like he's something. If you watch the video, like he's brought in on the video. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand who the guy is. It is what it is. But this Vito guy is just like there. And he's like talking about how people are attacking him and people are doing this. Like, I've never even heard of the guy. So there you go. I don't know. Maybe, Blandy. I love that too, by the way, the Blandy Ignore thing. He's trying to make him something maybe. I don't know. Shri says, ignore Sig. Kavari says, is Vito Jody Corner? No, Jody's Corner is a different guy. This Vito guy is like a white bearded guy. Jody is a African American, but I don't know. Squidmaster is not bland, factory produced, homogenized crap. Thank you. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. The hashtag Snyder cut is 214 minutes. The assembly cut was 5.5 hours. How it looks like HBO Max asked him to bring his full 5.5 plus what he needed to cut out, plus additional footage that he wants to film, like Martian Manhunter. Yeah. So, my thing is we'll probably get a mini series out of it, and that's fine with me. Like, yeah, it's not a movie. I'd sit and watch a 5.5 hour movie, but, I'm a fan. So, Squidmaster says, should Black Adam be light and colorful? Well, yes. Don't you know? All superheroes, Squidmaster, all superheroes are bright and hopeful. We just got schooled. We just got told all superheroes are bright and colorful. Should Swamp Thing? Well, yeah, he should be bright green, neon green, right? And he should always have a smile on his face. He should be like he was in that new it just came out, the I can't remember what it's called, but like there was like the Kitty Justice League kind of thing. They did them all in like 5-minute segments or whatever. They were pretty good, actually. There was a lot of cool deep cuts on those things. But yeah, don't you know? It's always supposed to be bright and colorful. The cult has attacked me for my opinion. Kavari, I don't, I can't speak for anybody else, man, but nobody's attacking you, dude. We're having a conversation here, and I don't agree with you, and yeah, I'm gonna laugh at a couple of things because I don't think that you're in touch with the reality of what goes on in the real world and how that relates to DC. You have a DC in your mind that this is what you want DC to be. But what I'm seeing through this conversation is that that's not a DC that's been around for a long time. And when we're talking about making movies of the properties that people are understanding and knowing, and so I'd be interested to see how you claim you're attacked by them, because just because somebody says bad things about you doesn't mean you're attacked. I have this channel. In the time that I've had this channel, you know how many times I've had people message me and tell me what an idiot I am and tell me how much they hate me, and I had somebody tell me that they wish that I would go kill myself and die and all kinds of stuff like that. And you don't see me making videos going, I've been attacked for my beliefs. I've been hurt and feel threatened and I've been bullied. No, you know what? I keep making videos and I keep doing what I do because who cares? Who cares? Like, don't take a victim mentality. Don't do that. Don't do that. You were talking about comic books here. Don't sit there and take even if somebody is an absolute idiot, and I've run into them, trust me, I know there are toxic people out there. I totally get that, and I totally respond to that. But to sit there and go, oh, the cult attacked me for my opinion. There is no like conglomerate of people together that are like, oh, let's go get Kavari. Let's go attack Kavari. Let's go attack everybody who thinks like him. We're gonna take him down. No, it's not it. We are not. They are toxic. Absolutely agree. Should every Justice League story be light and colorful? Well, yes, Squidmaster. They should all be colorful. They should all be like Superman saves a cat in a tree. Batman is driving with Robin and the Batmobile breaks down or loses a tire. The Flash wears out his shoes and he has to figure out how to get new shoes. Green Lantern, loses his ring and he spends, time trying to find it around the apartment. Wonder Woman, she, I don't know, she flies around in her invisible jet and, I don't know, flies around in her invisible jet. Batman, I don't know. Like, yeah, they should all be light, just like that. Attacked. This is how opinions work. You state yours, others state theirs. And it's done. It's not attacking. Jugo says there is no cult. There is only release the Snyder cut. Fam. Right there with you. There is no cult. There is just, hey, we just want it. We just want this movie. And guess what? We're getting it. So you can't stop it. You might as well just, look, at this point, you might as well just say, it's coming. Okay. Why get on here and fight? Why is Andy getting on here and fighting? Why is this Vito guy getting on here and fighting it? Why is Jody getting on here and fighting it? Why is Collider getting on here and fighting it and trying to stir up things and cause problems and issues? Because they know that there's people who are toxic just like them. They know that there's people who side with them, and this big bad release the Snyder cut. People are coming for us, and we gotta stand up to them. We've got to put them in their place. They've won this battle, and they'll never be stopped. Oh, they'll never be stopped if we just let it go. They'll just go from one thing to the next, and they'll never stop. Never, and they'll ruin film and cinema as we know it, and they'll take over Warner Brothers, and they'll take over other studios, and then we'll just be left with, just good movies that are made by the directors the way that they envision them, instead of having interference from the studios and people who have no idea what a superhero is because they want to see a giant freaking robot spider in the movie. That's what Warner Brothers gives you. Giant freaking robot spiders. Hashtag release the Snyder cut. It's here. Squidmaster uses the letter of the alphabet. Amshri says, first they say mean and toxic things to us, and then if someone argues with them, they call us toxic. Eric says, I'm so happy for the crew. Me too. Squidmaster says, bingo. I don't like Snyder, but I will watch it on HBO, Kavari says. So you're going to watch it, but you don't like Snyder. Okay. Thank you. We'll take any support we can get, man. Watch it. Give HBO Max your money. Let them know that you're happy that it's there. I mean, even if you aren't happy that it's there, it doesn't matter. We'll still have your support. So thanks, man. Cheers to you. Appreciate it. Zach said, I have a cut. It's done. It's on them. WB to release it. Yep. Kavari, Squidmaster says, have you read many Elseworld stories? Man, no. Whoa, hold on. You got Red Sun. Is that a bright and cheerful story? I don't know. Dark Knight. Yeah. Another Zack Snyder movie, Watchmen. Oh boy. Let's see. Eric says, I hope you can enjoy the film Kavari. I know I will. Then Kavari says lies. I don't understand what that is. Whatever. Okay. Kavari says, if it's dark and depressing, I'm turning it off. The world is already depressing. But you already gave him your money. So it's too late. Forbes article has already said that the Snyder Cut is 92 to 95% complete. That's because he had something completed, but Joss Whedon went in and totally redid the thing. So, you know, they gotta complete it. You know, it's not finished, but they got to do the work on it. You know, but still, yet, you know, even so, it doesn't matter. Joss Whedon messed it up, is what Joss Whedon did, and we didn't get to see. Even Snyder said the other day on the live stream, he said we only got to see about 25% of his movie. So if we only saw 25%, that means 75% of that movie is different. That the movie we're going to see is going to look, feel, and be completely different than the Justice League that we got. But Andy Signore doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand what it means when he's told, or when he hears the statement that it's going to be different. He thinks that Zack Snyder has to start all over from scratch because apparently he didn't have anything. That's not what he's saying. He's not saying that it's different than the thing that we've been fighting for. He's saying it's different from the thing that we already got. I mean, how dense can you be, Andy? Seriously. Oh my gosh. So dumb. Eric says that's okay, Kavari. Then go watch dumb and fun MCU movies. Nobody is stopping you. Exactly. Go watch happy-go-lucky movies. Here, you know what? And I'll start you off right here. Hold on a second. I'm losing it. Sorry for the close-up. This month, coming up, month of June, we got a giveaway right here. Speaking about fun and light and funny. Right here we got Weird Al, the Complete Al. If you are a Patreon supporter this month, coming up in June, you give anything, even $1, you'll be in the running for this DVD right here. If you're a Weird Al fan, and I am, and so there you go. You can have light and funny, man. Just become a Patreon supporter. So there you go. And that, of course, is patreon.com/Poindexter Lounge. All those links are always down in our descriptions. But hey, if you don't, we still love you, and it's okay. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. Don't be mad at us if we like it. I love that, Eric. Like, hey, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. But don't be mad at us, because we like it. You know, it reminds me of, like, the ant and the aardvark. Remember the ant and the aardvark? It was like, hey, ant, if you like it, you like it. If you don't be mad at us. We just like it. Snyderverse is short. Justice League 1 released a Snyder Cut. Justice League 2 and Justice Storyline. Justice League 3 Final Crisis. Man, I wish. I mean, there's pipe dreams, you know. But hey, that's fine. You know, you got to keep the dream alive, right? But Honestly says, but let the people who love mature and grounded films, let them enjoy. See, that's the difference between Marvel and DC. That's the difference. They're different tones. They're different feels, and that's okay. It's literally all right that happens. It's definitely okay that there's something different for everybody. Eric says, we are all fans. Kavari says, let's get something straight. I am a diehard DC fan since I was 7 years old. Okay, that's awesome, man. And I get it. I don't know how old you are now, so I don't know what era of DC you're from. But so am I, dude. I remember going to see Superman the movie when I was 2 years old. I literally remember being in the theater. My mom left the theater for a couple of minutes to go back up to the concession stand to get what I thought was a Coke. She came back with a Tab, which if you remember Tab was nasty. She came back with a Tab, and I remember just being grossed out because I was expecting Coke. Like, I got a memory that goes back to that stuff, man. I've been a DC fan since, like I said, I can hardly remember, you know, but I understand that we all have different ideas of what it should be. Eric says, I grew up on Justice League animated series, Batman animated series, Christopher Reeve movies. Yep, exactly. And then Kavari says, I want DC to move away from Snyder's dark, depressing vision of DC. Look at Shazam, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. They were bright and colorful. That's the future of DC. Kavari, why can't there be a mix? Huh? What, you know, when you read the actual comics, if you read the actual comics, the Batman ones are more dark and grounded. Even Superman, last few years, has dealt with more serious issues. And then there's some that are light and fluffy. And that's fine. They all exist within the same world because that's what happens in the real world. There are people who have light and fluffy lives, and there are people who have dark and depressing lives. And you got to have both. And they can all still coexist. Eric Sledge says Green Lantern, yes. Jenner Custom Toys, which I told you about. Go check out his toys. He's awesome. Bruce there says people hate because they have no life. They want to see the success of others fail so they can feel better about themselves. And you are absolutely correct, sir. He's a wise man. Pretty funny. He does a good Sling Blade impersonation, too. They will just let us finish the story first, says Eric. It's depressing because they have their Marvel universe. Exactly. They don't understand DC as a whole. Let's see. Amshri says Zack Snyder won the award for Wonder Woman, so... Kavari says, we don't need an air cut of Suicide Squad. Once again, the Snyder cult is at it again. They literally stole his movie. You understand that, right? Ayer made the movie. Like, that one's not even, like, debatable. He made the movie. It was finished. It was done. He delivered the movie, and Warner Brothers got cold feet and said, no, we need to change it. We need to make it more magical and more crazy and stupid and put, like, an undulating, chick at the end and weird CGI. You understand, they literally took away his movie and did not give Ayer final say in his own movie. Do you understand that? I don't it's like, how can you understand that and say, like, we don't need that? Why wouldn't we? And I like Suicide Squad, but why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't you just say, hey, you know what? I'd like to see his movie. I'd like to see his film. I'd like to see him. If look, I'm a musician. I write songs. I do little films and stuff like that. If somebody took something away from me and said, you don't get to finish. If I was writing a song and somebody took it away from me when I had finished it, done it, produced it, and he was like, here's the song, they take it and go, nope, we're not releasing that. We're going to take and we're going to totally strip away what you did. We're going to make it something else, but we're going to release it with your name on it. And you know what? And then it ends up sucking and people don't like it. And then you're going to get the blame for it because we're going to say that you wrote it and you produced it and you made it. And we don't need the Ayer cut. Why? Yeah. All right. Yes, the last thing we should support is the Ayer cut. Kavari, what is your damage? Yeah, someone hurt you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Eric says it will be good. Kavari is trolling. Kavari says Wonder Woman was successful because of Patty Jenkins, not dark, depressing Snyder. Okay, yeah, well, he produced it, and he's the one who pushed it in that direction. It was based on characters that he created, so there you go. Kavari says, I want Snyder to use colors. You've said that many times. Stop using dark, depressing filters over the... Yeah, no, it's not hard to ask for. Just doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. So, there you go. You've said many times you want to see colors. So, I don't know what to tell you. Get one of those pairs of glasses. They have like the amber lenses, and they make everything bright and poppy. And then you can probably see those colors better because it just is what it is. Man of Steel is awesome. Agreed. So is Batman v Superman. Agreed. Scriptmaster Kavari, you want your own cult. Got it. I want the cult of color. That's what I want. I want the color cult. Colors everywhere. Bright colors. Well, some people take certain things to see bright colors. I don't know. It was a success because Zack co-wrote it and because he casted Gal Gadot and made her epic. But Wonder Woman, the version that is a butchered version by Jeff Johns. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Jeff says, nice room, Minash. Thank you so much, Jeff. Yep, this is the toy room. This is where I come to think and create. Reject the Kavari cult. That's funny. Little known fact, Kavari is actually Andy Signore in disguise. Yes, the Man of Steel was great, except for the dark, depressing filter over the movie. It doesn't matter what colors are in the movie. It's still, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. What does it matter? I don't get that. Okay. Amshri says, just ignore, man. Jugo says, this blocking option is great. Bye-bye, Kavari. No time for such people. Eric Sledge, he looks like he does because it's a reference to the mutant leader covered in mud in the animated film The Dark Knight Returns. There you go. Amshri, BVS Ultimate Edition, baby. Yes, love it. BVS is a live-action reimagining. Yes, absolutely. Richard R. says, this is good stuff, man. Tell them how it is. And to everyone, don't feed the troll in the chat. You feed the trolls, they grow. Deadly Shadows. Thank you, Richard R. Appreciate it. Deadly Shadow says, howdy, fellas. Howdy, Deadly Shadow. Welcome to the chat. Kavari says, the DC fandom is divided between the Snyder cult and a normal DC fans. It's a shame. Can't we all get along? Look, we can get along, but your premise is totally flawed to begin with. There's not this Snyder cult and then the normal DC fan. There's not all that. Whatever. That's just not a thing. Sorry. I can't give you that. We can all get along. That's fine, but your premise is flawed to begin with. Again, hi, Deadly Shadow. Cam the Viper 21 chimed in, says, at Kavari, you was on the Ray Fisher podcast spreading negativity earlier about DC. Interesting. I missed that. Jeremy Harris says, this just confirms the hate, if anything. Absolutely. Jugo says, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is a masterpiece. If a movie looks like a painting, I agree, man. It looks fabulous. We just watched it again last night. It's so awesome. It looks fabulous. People who hated first two movies, I see those people as Marvel fanboys that are simple-minded. So if any movie doesn't have cheesy comedy and a little more dark, it's just bad. They're so dumb. Agreed, Nanad. Absolutely. I wish I knew how to pronounce that name. Nanad. They will go. Eric says they will age like fine wine. I agree, because you know what? The longer these movies have been around, I've noticed the more people have really enjoyed them. And the more positivity we've seen for these movies. DC was always darker than Marvel. I'm sorry, Jenner Custom Toy says, dude, calm down. I think your head is going to explode. LOL. You know me, man. DC was always darker than Marvel. That's why I like it more. Yeah, man, it's more rooted and grounded in reality. That's what I've always loved about DC. I make it an equal share of fun, says Deadly Shadow. Umshri says, people go and read the Forbes article. Mark Hugh, it is clearly mentioned that the Snyder cut is 92 to 95% complete. Look, I'm all for that, man. If that is, that's great. We're even closer. Caleb says, that's how I watch Batman and Robin. Get a couple of friends on a Discord call, sync up the screens, and just laugh our butts off. You know, and that's what you got to do. You got to take it that way, right? And that's fun, man. It's fun to do stuff like that. Lemon Russ says, and there are the black sheep DC fans who say that with Aquaman and Shazam, they're turning into Marvel when both of them have dark elements. You know, and that's the thing. They do have dark elements, and they have things to them, and it takes all of them. It takes every movie. Every movie doesn't have to be the same. Lehman said, maybe it's Lehman. Lehman says, like both movies had horror film directors, some hardcore fans are stupid. You hit the nail right on the head, man. Caleb says, I love how the same people who told us to stop being butthurt about the special editions of Star Wars are mad about the Snyder Cut, right? Let's just go back on everything we've said. Justice League 2, Part 2, they go to Apocalypse. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. My man. When did we become Snyder fans and not DC fans? If only proves that the Snyder cult has ruined the fandom. No, Snyder is part of the fandom. What part of that don't you understand? Snyder is part of the fandom, so we are supporting Snyder because he made this movie. This movie. He made these movies in the DC universe, which is something we love, and we appreciated his work, we appreciated his art, and so we support him finishing his one movie and seeing where it goes from there. That's it. How is that a cult? How is that affecting you in any way? Is it hurting you in any way, Kavari? Kavari, look me in the eyes. Is it hurting you for us to enjoy a movie made by a guy who just happens to be named Zack Snyder? That's it. We're still DC fans. We love DC. That's why we go see DC movies no matter what. That's why we went to go see Aquaman. That's why we went to go see Shazam. That's why we went to go see Wonder Woman. We're going to go see Wonder Woman 84. That's why the hardcore ones of us went to go see Birds of Prey, which I still think is a good movie and underrated. A lot of people just didn't know it was out and people just didn't go see it for some reason. But it was really good. And that's why we're going to go see the next movies coming out. And yes, we love the Snyder movies as well. Deal with it. Nobody's attacking you for it. Nobody's mad at you for it. Why are you butthurt about it? Why are you acting like it affects you personally if we as DC fans enjoy what's come out? Ugh! All right. Yes, you can be both a DC and a Snyder fan. I like Nintendo and PlayStation simultaneously, right? Yes, the DC franchise is bigger than one man. I agree with that. Nobody said it was just about one man. Nobody said the man had to do everything. Can the Viper says, Kavari, you know you are ruining the fandom. You was on Vero podcast earlier spreading negativity on the Ray Fisher interview, complaining and starting fights. Well, there you go. I have DC movies from other directors, right, Eric? That's what I just said, not just Snyder. Can the Viper, other members of the cult reveal itself? I really hope the Snyder Cut, this is Prince Goro chiming in, his first time. Says, I really hope the Snyder Cut does well enough for Zack Snyder gets an HBO Max web series following on from JL. That would be cool. Vincent chiming in says, I am a DC Comics fan first, but Zack Snyder made me a bigger DC Comics fan, so I'm also a fan of him outside of DC. If that makes me a cultist, then okay. Then I'm okay with that. Exactly. If you want to call me whatever you want to call me, baby, you call it to me because I'm still going to love what I love. I'm still going to enjoy what I enjoy, and you can't stop me. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, I'm not even going to read that. He's just going on. Kavari's just like, keep Snyder away from DC. It's not going to happen. It's too late. He's already there, baby, so you can't deal with it. Shri says, no, Zach will never do that to JJ because JJ and Zack Snyder are friends, and that's fine. Eric Sledge says, I love Superman Returns, Justice League War, Batman Begins, and many other DC films. It takes all of them, man. Kavari says, I'm a cult member because I caught you spreading more hate on another video. Okay. But I love Zach's movies also, says Eric. Exactly. I purchased Aquaman, Shazam. I've got them all, man, and I love them all. Alex says, I'm eventually going to make a Lego Superman film for my channel. I'm currently working on one involving Thor. See there? Look at there. It goes both ways, doesn't it? Eric says, Suicide Squad extended cut. Yes. Sweet Alex. I still want Zach to be involved in DC movies. I would love him to still produce DC movies. Prince, I agree with you. I'd love for him to be involved in something. He started the thing. He had the vision to start this thing. And I'd love to see him go forward. I genuinely think HBO Max will strike a deal with Zach if the Snyder Cut does well. So do I, Prince. I think that this will lead to... They're not just throwing money at this thing just for a one-off thing. You can't tell me that. No, they've got other ideas in mind, but they're waiting to see how well this does. And that's just it. Kavari, don't get mad at me. I'm calling you out. I was quiet on the other video. You were spreading hate and all the time about some cult, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cam. Excuse me. He's a troll. Can the Viper says, when I heard about the news, I cried in enjoyment and happiness. Exactly. See, and that's the thing I don't understand. Like, you watch there's like reaction videos now. If you go back and watch from Thursday, I did a live stream real quick. I just jumped on. My wife was working in here, she's working from home, and like I'm out there making a bunch of noise, screaming and yelling. She actually comes out and goes, and my wife is like the biggest nerd ever, and she celebrated with me afterwards. But she was working. She was on a conference call, and she like came out. She's like, "Hey, I'm on a conference call. Can you please be quiet?" And I'm like, "I know, but I can't." You see me. I turn around and I look down the hall, and I'm like, "But Tiff, it's happening! I'm so excited. These people are genuinely happy. There's people crying and weeping and happy just because." It's been an uphill battle. Do you understand? You talk about bullying. We have been put through the ringer for 3 years, man, with this crap. We have been told how stupid we are, how dumb we are, how it doesn't exist, how if it does exist, it will never be seen. All these things, and now it is coming. We have a timeline of sorts. We're excited. How much of a wretched person do you have to be to try to crap on that? Andy Signore, I'm looking at you and your little troll Vito. You know, how much of a wretched, just just beat up, soulless person do you have to be to try to rain on anyone's parade who is just enjoying the fact that something that they've longed for is actually happening? Seriously, I don't know what to tell you. Uh, Heard about the news. Do you think any merchandise will happen for this movie adaptation of the movie? Red Brick, thank you for your comment. I don't know that we'll get any merchandising unless maybe it's like, like it depends upon how much of a role these other characters play. Maybe. Who knows? I could see Todd McFarlane making DC Multiverse figures from the Snyder cut. Dude, how awesome would that be? A Dark Side or something like that? Like, I would love that. A Green Lantern. Excuse me. I'd buy it. I don't know that we'll get it because I don't know how. It depends upon how big this thing is once it comes out, like how they treat it. But look, if it's overwhelmingly accepted that this is awesome, that this is a good thing, I'm happy with it. I guess, guys, in the end, I'm surprised that there's anybody who is just being negative to this. I was shocked. I was literally shocked when I started seeing this kind of crap. And I thought that it was contained to just, Collider or whatever. Then I started seeing these other idiots jumping online because they're just trying to be cool. They're just trying to be hip. They're just trying to put their words out there because they think that their words are important. But you know what? We don't need to listen to that anymore. The Snyder Cut is real. The Snyder Cut is here. And we've got it. And we're getting it. And you can't stop it now. And guess what? AT&T came in, kicked the door down, and said, we're doing this. Thank you, AT&T. Eric says, I hope so. Hey, look, I would always hope for stuff, for new stuff. That's where I'm at. Almstree says, man, I teared and my hands were shaking. Me too, man. I was shaking. I was going crazy. Almstree says, oh, and that dumb shawarma thing. Right? Like, what was that about? The shawarma thing, like, kind of ticks me off. Like, I don't understand. It was like, oh, it's so funny, the shawarma thing. Ah, shawarma. Look, they're all having shawarma. I was like, okay. Shawarma? All right. It's not that funny. Yeah, I don't get it. Let's see. Mark says, we should do a buy campaign where we buy DC merch with support the Snyder Cut. There you go. Rewatch The Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie when Batman fights the mutant gang leader in the mud. That's what Doomsday looks like. Since BVS was inspired by The Dark Knight Returns, that's a good point. Armstrong says it's not Snyder, it's Snyder. Kelvin Lang says, I can't stand Jody's Corner and Andy Signore. They hate on Snyder fans and insult them, but complain about bullying and toxic fandoms. They are hypocrites and they put on characters to get donations. Thank you. Exactly, Kelvin. Exactly. That's exactly it. And I'm telling you people right now, you need to, look, you don't have to do it for my channel. If you do, great. Look, you can always rest assured one thing. If you do anything for this channel, I mean, if you join our Patreon, if you give a super chat, if you do whatever, you are going to be lavished with thanks. Okay? I mean, genuine, sincere thanks, because I don't expect anything out of anybody. Okay? I don't do this for money. All right? I don't do this for that kind of notoriety. I don't do this to pad my bank account. I do this because I love the material. That's what the Poindexter Lounge is. It's literally me doing this because I love the material. My family loves this. You see my family on the channel, okay? We're not doing it as a job. We're doing it because we love it. And I hope that you see that with every video that we make. All right? That's why our chat room right now, we may have had 30 or more people here in the chat room at one time. We got 25 right now, I think, and watching or whatever. And I appreciate all 25 of you. Are there channels that have got like a few hundred people and the thing's just going, and I get that, right? But, and you got to pay to get seen or heard or whatever. Like, you guys are part of my discussion. Do you understand that? You're part of my discussion. I appreciate you. So if you give something to the channel, it's just all the more you're going to hear it from me. I thank you. I appreciate you. And like I said, like I will say again, if you missed it the first time, we're going to give away this Weird Al DVD next month. So if you like Weird Al, become a patron. Like for as little as $1, you can get put in the running for this. That's all I'm going to say about it. Because if you want to support the channel, that's great. But people got to stop supporting these guys who don't give a crap about you. You got to stop supporting people. Like, I'm literally watching these channels and I'm hearing $25 here, $50 there. I'm watching John Campy, and every once in a while somebody gives like $100, and it's like, watch me, notice me, notice me. Look, I gave you $100. Really? Really? We're giving these people this kind of money and this kind of attention, and they don't care about the fandom. They don't care about the fans and the people who actually go out and support this stuff and actually enjoy this stuff. They've got their own views on how the thing should be, and if they don't get it the way that they want, then they get all butthurt and mad and put it off on everybody else, and they don't take responsibility. Andy Signore can go and say anything he wants to say, and then he doesn't have to retract anything. He doesn't have to say, I'm sorry. He doesn't have to say, I got anything wrong. No, he comes out the other day and says, well, we all got things wrong. Bullcrap, we didn't get all things wrong. There is a Snyder cut, and it's coming. You got it wrong, and you can't admit it. So there you go, buddy. You're the one who's wrong. It's not an equal thing. We didn't equally get things wrong here, Andy. You got it wrong. I can forgive the first thing because you reported that it wasn't coming because that was the report that you got. But then after the fact, to try to make it out that everybody was a little bit wrong and there's this Snyder cult, and to try to start this little thing just to try to get people to watch you again and actually, care about what you have to say, because even if you get the hate views, you got views. Bullcrap. Nobody did anything wrong except for you. There is no Snyder cult. We just want a film. Deal with it. We're happy that it's coming. Look, there are people that I fundamentally disagree with on a lot of stuff here on YouTube. I mean, I disagree with them on Star Wars. I disagree with a lot of stuff. But we are united on this, that we want the Snyder cut. We want to see this movie because it was Snyder's original vision, and we got 2 movies leading up to it, and then we got a total right turn that went totally away from where we were going. We want to see how it ends. We want to see where it goes. We want to see the original. Deal with it. All right. I can't stand Jody's Corner and Signore. They hate on Snyder fans and insult them, but complain about bullying and toxic fans. Yeah, that's the one I just read. Absolutely true. Did I go too far? I think I went too far. Yep, I did. Okay, here we go. Have you seen that t-shirt Ryan Reynolds wore and it said Finding Francis? No, I haven't. Hi, Richard. Hi, Richard Gilbert. Omshri says, you dumb MCU, half of the New York is destroyed, and then they want to eat shawarma. Exactly, right? Hey, it's all destroyed, but we're just going to go eat some food. Derek says Thanos was supposed to be more purple. Looks like Barney. I'm sure says, what happened to the... Oh, that was when my thing froze up, obviously. Derek says, you can find the shirt on TeePublic. Jody and Signore are going to be comfort eating during Snyder cut release. That's funny. Jermungan... I'm going to murder that. Jermungander? That's a funny comment, though. Thank you. Richard Gilbert says, I applaud them for giving Snyder the opportunity to finish what he started. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Nanette says, hey, what are your most wanted cameos to appear in Zach's cut? Obviously, I want Martian Manhunter. I want, the ones that we already know for sure, like Darkseid, Green Lantern. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else really that I want in that movie. I don't know if there's anybody else. Maybe a little bit of Black Adam, to lead up to the Black Adam movie. Something. I but Green Lantern, for sure. You guys are mentioning that. I know he mentioned Deadpool, and that's why I asked if you saw it. Okay. Genshi Fox 2 says, I've been called racist by Jody on Andy Signore. Yeah, well, you know what? That only goes so far, right? Like, you can't just throw racist out to everybody like, like anything we say just because people are of one race or another, that all of a sudden everything's just racist. If I disagree with you, I disagree with you. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, brown, whatever. If I disagree with you, I disagree with you. If I agree with you, I agree with you. And I agree with plenty of African Americans and plenty of other people of different nationalities and descents. And so race has nothing to do with it. What does race have to do with whether or not Zack Snyder should have his movie seen? Right? That doesn't make any sense. Vincent says, I recently found your channel, Poindexter, and I'm already a fan. I'm looking forward to listening to you for years to come and your review to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Thank you so much, Vincent. You better believe we're gonna be covering this thing, man, until it comes out, and then long after it comes out. And I can't wait to do a review of this thing because it's going to be exciting. Jason Momoa, God of War movie series is true. What are your thoughts on Zack Snyder directing the action scenes? That would lend itself really well, I think. Zack Snyder's vision, and him and Momoa, man, they're like this. So, absolutely. Amstri says, yes, the end credit of Zack Snyder's Justice League is Batman v Deathstroke scene, a few seconds, and then it cuts off. Yeah, I wanted to see Deathstroke. That's the other one. I want to see Deathstroke, and I want to see Lex Luthor in that movie, as we should see it. Lehman says, we should be happy as DC fans that we're getting 2 Batmans next year, for sure. Vincent says, I'm sure AT&T is aware that the Snyder Cut ends with a cliffhanger and are ready to proceed with sequels. If Ben returns and is excited to be Batman again, they will probably offer to make him his solo film. You know, the thing is either way, if he does or if he doesn't, he's in a better place now. I literally saw a video where they talked about how Snyder fans are wanting Ben Affleck to become a drunk again, to fall back into his alcoholism and ruin his life just because we would like to see him back as Batman. Who said that just because you play Batman, you have to relapse? If anything, it was probably Warner Brothers putting all the stress on him, and probably all the issues that were going on with Justice League, and him watching how the whole thing was crashing and burning before his eyes, and he couldn't do anything about it because they got rid of Zack Snyder. That's enough to drive you to drink. I'm not saying that was all of it, but my goodness. All right, we got to finish up here though. DC has a multiverse, so it's completely viable for there to be multiple versions of a character at once. Absolutely. Haters just want their take on them only. Then you're not allowed. Yeah, I agree. There's a multiverse for a reason, and they've said that Pattinson's Batman's not going to be in the DCU. So if that's the truth, then what's the problem? There is no problem. 2 different stories. She says, yes, because the Stone Quarry, Zack Snyder's production company, is going up to invest in Ironcut because there are scenes which connect Ironcut to Snyder's Justice League, if anyone doesn't follow. Yes, exactly. Well, because Steppenwolf is even supposed to be in Suicide Squad, so there you go. Lightcast, they know some stuff, and yesterday, Ray Porter, Darkseid, came on the live stream. Yep. If every character, this is Jormungandr again. If every character is the same all the time, then said character will get boring fast. Absolutely. Michael Romero says, I'm 100% on board having 2 Batman and 2 Jokers set in 2 different universes. If they do it in the comic, or if they do it in the comics all the time. Exactly. What's the problem? I don't understand the problem with this. You know, it's like people who don't understand the comics. They don't understand the content. The version of these characters should depend on what story they're telling. It only makes it easier to tell good stories. Jormungandr says, my favorite Batman in the comics is Thomas Wayne. Flashpoint Batman, Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be awesome. Thomas Wayne Batman, absolutely. Can't wait to see that. Agree with that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is Thomas Wayne Batman. Everybody, I think, is on board with that. The people that are spreading the awful opinions are just giving it press. They do realize that. You know what? And that's the thing. At the end of the day, all news is good news. Eric says it's all about the clicks, man. Michael Garcia, welcome. Says, I agree. I don't like that spider tank. Squidmaster says he's talking about Wild Wild West. Yep, exactly. That Wild Wild West thing. The Superman Lives reference. Nice. You guys got that. I like that. The giant mech spider in Wild Wild West was due to John. The Dark Knight of Vengeance is my favorite Batman short story, says Jormungander. Jormungander. Jormungander? Short story ever because it is part of the biggest event and stands alone as a short. Squidmaster Peter is a producer who wanted to shove it in Superman Returns, written by Kevin Smith. Yep. And polar bears. Don't forget the polar bears. Gotta have the polar bears, you know. Brainiac gotta fight polar bears. So dumb. Watched BVS Ultimate Cut yesterday after years. Forgot how good the movie was. Bring on the Snyder Cut. Thank you, Prince. Squidmaster, yep. Germander says, my top 3 comic book movies of all time are Watchmen, Sin City, and The Crow. Nice. Eric says, I love Weird Al. Awesome. I love Weird Al, too. Big Weird Al fan. DC has always been darker. DC has a different tone than Marvel. And DC's comics are always way better. I grew up with DC first. Alex says, might prefer the Marvel movies a little more, but I love both, and that's fine. That's fine. Isaac, hey, what's up, Isaac? Isaac One Kenobi says Batman has always been darker. Killing Joke, Batman Who Laughs, Batman Under the Red Hood. Right? Oh, those are all bright and sunny, aren't they? I mean, come on, Batman Who Laughs. We got what's his name in here fighting for all things to be bright and sunny, and we got Batman Who Laughs going on right now. Like, seriously? Oh, come on. Germander says, I loved Wonder Woman Firstborn story. It was like God of War 3 with Wonder Woman. By the way, DC was ballsy enough to publish God of War comics, and they're hella dark. Isaac says, Ire wasn't in the room for most of the final production. Yeah, and that's what's wrong about that, because they didn't let him. Exactly. And that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Germander says, after the Dark Horse took over the God of War comics, they're still making them. Michael says, I wonder if Zack Snyder's Justice League does gangbusters on HBO Max. Will it officially be canon? I think that's up to us. And will WBDC course correct? I think they will. I think they will. Because if they got a success on their hand, if they got a hit on their hands, and that's what we all... If the consensus is we all look at it and go, no, that's what really happened. That's what we want to see right there. There's nothing that was done in the original Justice League movie or any of the movies that have come after the Justice League movie that deter from that. It's not, it's been a good thing that they've kind of distanced themselves from Justice League now, because if this movie comes out, there's nothing they can do in this movie. I mean, they would literally have to say Billy Batson died in the Justice League movie for it to matter. I mean, like, seriously. Just imagine if something you did wasn't finished and then give them the means to finish it. I'm sure you jump on that opportunity. Yes, Richard, you're absolutely right. Rainbow Cult, love it. Marvel is humans trying to be gods, and DC is gods trying to be human. That's a really good point. I like that point. By Isaac. That's a really, really good point, man. Watchmen movie was hated when it came out. Now years later, people are starting to change their minds, and that's what time does. Is good stuff usually ripens and ages well. Cristiano says, sorry, Kavari, but you're wrong. AHK, or just AHK. The color grading for BVS is like a Baruch art painting. It was very intentional. Yep. If Watchmen director's cut was released today, it would be liked. They hated it back in the day because it was different than everything in the cinema at the time. Because everything doesn't have to be the same. Nanette says it's hard to pronounce, but people call me Nash. Okay. What's up, Nash? I'll call you Nash. By the way, what do you want after Zach's cut is released? What movies do you want Zach to make? Because we all know it's going to continue. I want Justice League 2 and a Man of Steel 2. That's all that I really ask from Zack Snyder. I want him to produce more movies, but I want Man of Steel 2. I want his vision for Man of Steel 2 because he understands Superman. All these people out here, he doesn't understand Superman. Zack doesn't understand Superman. He just doesn't understand the character and how he's bright and lovely and fluffy and blah, 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 and rescuing cats and trees and stuff. No, Zach understands Superman a lot better than most of the people saying those things. Just saying. He understands Superman completely. That's why he did this arc, because he didn't just take from one era of Superman. He took from many. Now, did he try to fit too many things in a couple of times? Yes. But he took many different things and put them all together. He understands the backstory. He understands Krypton. He understands Clark on the farm. He understands Clark with his dad. He understands Clark trying to become Superman. And I want to see him, want him to show that he understands Superman post all those things that happen to him when he's able to be Superman. And that's what I want. You ask what I want, that's what I want right there. Now, Birds of Prey will also be canon, as in the Iron Cut is going to end with Harley and Deadshot hookup, and not like Suicide Squad theatrical cut with Joker breaking out Harley Quinn. Cristiano says, I agree with you, Enosh. People expect Marvel and DC to be the same, and it's ridiculous. It just shows how much they really don't. I agree with that. Guillermo says, beautiful mass. And Eric says, I'm going to rewatch this stream multiple times. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really glad that you enjoy this, man. I really do. Munder says, we appreciate you too. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I'm so glad that you guys are out there. Isaac says, these guys putting down the Snyder Cut are literally the line from BVS when Bruce says to Clark, don't you think it's kind of hypocritical for someone like you to call out someone for being above the law? Isaac, I love you. I love you, Isaac. I mean, it has nothing to do with that you're my son. I love you, man. You're awesome. Aldrich says, you're awesome too. Thanks, man. Eric says, am I the only man alive that wants a Thundercats live action movie? No, you're not. I want a Thundercats live action movie too. I got some Thundercats right behind here. They're actually behind my computer. I don't know if you can see them. Oops, I did something there. I don't know what I did. I got some Thundercats back there anyways. And I would love to see. They got to do it right. I mean, it's kind of a cheesy, kind of thing. I mean, they're man cats, so I don't want to see it like the movie Cats. I don't want any cat buttholes or anything like that. But just do it right. And it's one of those things that's gonna be hard to figure out and hard to find. But I think they can do it. It's just gonna take a good script. Darth Tasty says, "Preach, Enosh. So tired of all the hate. If you like it, watch it. If you don't, find something else. Why spend your life complaining about something? What a sad existence." Darth Tasty, you're awesome. Ryan, I love you, man. You are so great, and you're so on there. Like, what does it matter to you if we like something and you don't? What does it matter to you if I don't like something and you like it? If you don't like it, watch something else. If you like what I don't like, you watch it, I'll watch something else. In the end, we're going to find something that we did like, and we can watch that together, and we can have fun together. Look, I don't like everything Tiffany likes. Tiffany doesn't like everything I like. Isaac likes stuff that I don't like and I don't get. You know what I mean? Like, Landon likes stuff that I don't like and I don't get. Logan loves stuff that I don't like and I don't get. But we all still come together and we watch stuff that we like, and we're like, yeah, that's awesome. What's the problem? I'm not even, like, super thrilled about every DC thing that comes down the pipe. But I still love DC. I live and bleed this stuff, man. I got a tattoo. I got a Superman tattoo on my arm. Like, that's the only thing I got tattooed on me. That's how important it is to me. My son's middle name is Jor-El. Obviously, this stuff is important to me. But it doesn't mean I got to agree with everybody on everything, man. Oh, boy. Marvel goes more into the cosmos, while DC goes more into the multiverse for their comics. I'm sure he says, hey, did anyone see the recent David Ayer tweet? He said, of course it exists and is almost complete except for some visual effects. I did see that. And I did see, the cool thing is the AT&T has been flirting with that whole thing and talking about that. And like they tweeted a picture of the Joker or something. Like, I can't remember what it was, but man, look for that coming next. That's definitely going to come at some point. The Master Daily says, I don't know if this is real or not, but on the Snyder Cut of Justice League, we'll have more Green Lantern in it. Yes, and the movie will be 4 hours long. Yep, that's pretty much what we know so far. That's some of the things we know so far. Derek says, if this does well, maybe Disney will probably reconsider the redo of Rise of Skywalker. It's definitely possible. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm a completist when it comes to Star Wars. It's like, it is what it is. It came out. It's done. But you better believe I'd definitely see a recut version of Rise of Skywalker. Even though they're different companies. They don't like money for some reason. Yes, Jesse Green, you're right. Michael Romero says, Zach, in my opinion, understood Superman way more than any other director before him, but that's just my opinion. I agree completely with that. Squidmaster says, okay, I can tell I'm getting caught up here because they released the cat butthole cut. Yes! Eric says, sweet. For real, man, can we just enjoy things we love? Absolutely. And now, Onshri says, and now Birds of Prey is also canon. Yeah, I already read that. Have you seen the Harley Quinn animated series and Justice League Dark Apocalypse War? Yes, I have. And I will say this. I love Harley Quinn. So there's a couple of things going on with the Harley Quinn show that all of a sudden, like, I understand that Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are together, you know, and I'm not going to say that shouldn't happen. But I kind of don't like the way that they're doing that, because they've had Poison Ivy with Kite Man. For those of you who haven't watched it, she's engaged to Kite Man. She has expressed that she absolutely loves Kite Man. She's with Kite Man. That's their thing. She's looking forward to spending the rest of her life with Kite Man. And it just kind of seems like, I don't know, you guys can tell me if you're watching it. Just kind of seems to me that, like, they're setting it up that they're going to kill off Kite Man and just make it so simple and easy for her to get with Harley. And I don't agree with that. I think that that's something they should have waited to pursue, you know. And even if they were going to kill off Kite Man, let it be something later on, a couple of years from now. I just feel like they're going to rush that in because they know that there's a lot of fans that want to see that, you know. And they had this big kiss last week, and then they kind of talked about it, hem and hawed about it. But then this week kind of ended with Harley realizing that she wanted to be with Ivy, but Ivy is with Kite Man. Don't rush that, guys. Just don't rush that. Let that story play out, you know? That's all I'm saying. Oh, yeah, that's right, Caleb. AT&T also tweeted, that's what it was, out a gif of Enchantress saying, anything is possible with a little magic. I love that. I love that AT&T is doing that stuff. It says, see, I don't hate The Rise of Skywalker. I just felt like it could have been a little bit longer for it being the last Star Wars film of the Skywalker trilogy. I agree with that, Derek. And I felt like they could have even split it up into two. You know? I'm sure he says, yes, why are they canceling it? Canceling what? What are they canceling? Who would like to see a movie about Atlantis in its A-day before it sunk? Also, a period piece about Amazons in ancient times would be fantastic. Those would all be good for series, like on HBO Max, kind of like Disney is doing these, you know, Disney series. Those would be great for series to do on there. Read the Atlantis Chronicles would be awesome on film. I think that those would be great series to do. I haven't seen Justice League Dark Apocalypse War just yet. Dark Apocalypse War is really good. It's really, really awesome. And it reminds me a lot of what they laid out that they said Justice League 2 was going to be. Excuse me. It's very similar. It feels like a Niles and Daphne situation in Frasier with Ivy and Harley. Yeah, it just feels like they're just kind of forcing them together. A Harley Quinn show. I have not heard that they were canceling the Harley Quinn show. I don't know why they would. I mean, it's really good. I've really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, if that's the case, we got to fight for that, man. We got to fight for that to stay on, because that's a good show. And I'll be honest with you, DC Universe is really ticking me off with the fact that they're not following through with this whole idea that DC Universe was supposed to be the place where DC stuff was. Disney did it right, where all DC's properties, or Disney did it right, where all Disney's properties are on the Disney Plus channel or streaming network. This thing of DC just throwing stuff everywhere, and now HBO Max and everywhere else and stuff like that. That's the one thing I disagree with, because DC Universe should be all things DC, as far as I look at it. But you know, whatever. I mean, I'm subscribed to it, so. The Master Daily, what's the point of Anakin Skywalker if he's not the chosen one? So does the prequel trilogy need to exist and I'm glad a yellow lightsaber is a live action movie, but it feels Star Wars is Palpatine's story. So Anakin Skywalker was the chosen one. He brought balance to the Force. You know, he's not going to be the hero of every trilogy. And I think that's the point. And I'm not going to get into Star Wars on this because I'm about ready to get off here. But I will just say, you know, Anakin was the chosen one. He brought balance to the Force. He sacrificed himself. It wasn't that he even had to kill Palpatine, but he did kill Palpatine because Palpatine was a clone, and it was pretty obvious. But you know, the thing is that it doesn't mean that Anakin is going to be the hero of the universe for all time. You know, if that makes any sense. Okay, let me get through these real quick, guys, and then I got to get going here. This is because of Twitter, that Harley Quinn show account to campaign for the season 3 of the show. This is the first time hearing of that. Thank you guys for telling me this. Have you heard people are fighting back at EA over Star Wars Battlefront 2 to do more additional content? I have not heard that. I want standalone movies for the Greek gods in the DCEU, Zeus, Hermes, Ares, etc., etc. That'd be interesting. Caleb says, yeah, Harley Quinn got canceled. Haley Kiyoko tweeted out, save HQ Harley Quinn season 3. Absolutely, we got to get on that. Guys, if we learn anything from this stream, we got to save Harley Quinn. Because that's a good show, and it's one of the last things that I love on DC Universe. So get out there. Hashtag SaveHQ Harley Quinn Season 3. We got to get that going. They need to roll it into one service and include comics. I agree. You know, Squidmaster at this point, if they're going to do this whole HBO thing, they need to just put it all together as one big thing so that you get all of it, to be quite honest with you. Just like Disney did. TV series about Amazons in ancient times, like a Spartacus TV series, would be amazing. Same goes for Atlantis. What do you think about this? It says Vegito? A 4-hour Snyder cut, or dividing the 4-hour cut to 6 chapters and releasing it as a miniseries. I like either one of those things. I'm going to watch a 4-hour movie, or I'm going to watch it. I mean, the reality is I'm going to watch it no matter what. So, bring it on. As Lex Luthor said. Bring it on! There's a petition for it. It's got 70,000 or 80,000 signatures already. Well, I'm going to be looking for that. And if anybody has that, you can send it to me on social media. You can find all of our social media sites. Send that to me so that I can get on that, because I know Tiffany's going to be on that too, because Tiffany's a huge Harley Quinn fan, and that cartoon is fabulous. It's so much fun, and I really, really enjoy it. Eric says, Eric says, you might get your wish if Jason Momoa God of War movie is sweet. What do you think about the Ray's yellow light? I love Ray's yellow lightsaber. I've got a yellow lightsaber because I got the yellow crystal. And I love the black saber in Mandalorian. It's going to be awesome. David Ayer, director for Harley and Joker movie. I would love it. All right, guys. We got through it, man. We totally got through it. And Boba is alive and going to be in the Mandalorian. He is. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you for joining me today. Look, we got to put a stop to these idiots. We've got to call them out on their junk. We got to call them out when they're going to say these kind of stupid things. They're going to attack the fandom. They're going to attack those of us who actually love this stuff, actually support this stuff. You know what? If you don't like it, Andy Signore, too bad. Because guess what? We are the champions, my friend. We'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. And it's fitting, because you're screwed if you don't like it. Take that. And your little Vito buddy, too. All right? Thank you guys for joining me today. Stay safe. Love what you love. Don't let anybody stop you. Be who you are. And I appreciate you. If anything else, just know we appreciate you here at the Poindexter Lounge. And you always have a voice here. You always have a place here. And Master Daly, you know what? I love you, but you got no place to call anybody cringe. after what you did in one of our Zoom meetings. So, all right, guys, we will see you next time. Hashtag Snyder Cut is real. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Hashtag Andy Signore is done. And ignore Signore. All right, guys, love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Stay nerdy. Bye-bye. That's the way you end it, right there.